Yes, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa nagi wa yagi. Hadena na fahmi donan. Hadena na baran donan. Yes, my brother AB. Assalamu alaikum. Big up, big up.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. مانتو مالintini, yeah.
Yes. Manto Malintini. And yeah, man. It's been a surprising day. Big up my sister, always. I hear you, I see you. Big up, if it's the one and only. But today, this whole day really flew me by the head. If it wasn't for the boy Rodriguez, one of the Somali speakers, veterans, big up. And he's the guy that kind of reminded me of what was going on today. And if y'all guys don't know, today it was the UK House of Parliament brought a motion. Was it a motional or discussion, or what was it? Did they bring the forward the recognition of? It was a debate.
It was a debate based on the recognition of Somaliland. So there was a Foreign Office minister there, and there was what you could call a select committee, and then the senior MPs, in fact. We had the likes of Kerry McCarthy from Bristol. Big up Kerry McCarthy from Bristol East.
Yes.
We had the former Defence Secretary and Education Secretary, Gavin Williamson, who chaired it. So he's the one that called for it. So yeah, well, mashallah, it was interesting.
MashaAllah. And again, please, my brothers and sisters, قصار دواتة فضل مانتا شكدي مانتا Parliament UK كدعدي و دنك احتراف كصوماليا من خلف القين النار قصار دواتة هذه مانتا كورس. So please فضلا like, subscribe, share. But before we get into the procedures, AB, you know, as passionate what done is, we have to play the thing. We have to. So you guys, if you guys ain't never heard this song, then put a show on acting. It is what it is.
Saraya alanka Sudan ilay kisa sama kuwario iyo pagad Sudan ampali suba kurusalan sama kuwan ampali suba kurusalan sama kuwan Nesiyashi naftola usate arani mata Somaliland Nesiyashi naftola usate arani mata Somaliland Biskada dosa kurusalan sama kuwan Biskada dosa kurusalan sama kuwan Side hambasan Sona konshadisa Side hambasan Sona konshadisa Kasoni dumu testaye Kastura kurusalane Minni mawalan imo gobanimo Minni mawalan imo gobanimo Islanimo kubusalane Samo Samario Islanimo kubusalane Samo Samario Samakuan, Somaliland.
Hey. What's going on?
That was emotional and beautiful.
Say that again, AB.
MashaAllah, that was emotional and very beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, we've got some comment sections here. Let's start off with the brother. Let's start off with this brother. What do you think of this?
No diving Greater Somalia. No dividing,
Yes.
rather. Sorry, no dividing. Okay.
It's interesting. We'll get into that. Hopefully, when my other panelists come through, that's a topic that's going to be more for later on. We've got big up brother Shamaka in the building. We see you in the comment section. Love and support. Big up my sister as usual. She's out there celebrating. Come on. One of the guys said that was a nursery rhyme. Obviously, it was a nursery rhyme, my brother. Obviously, there were a bunch of kids singing the national Somaliland anthem. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. You know? And thank you very much. Well said it. So let's get more into it. Should we actually dive into the actual what the parliament actually said, or do you want to actually break it down for people that are not aware, AB, or what was actually taking place today before we actually get into the main video?
So what happened lately in Somalia is there's been further division within the Somali federal government. As you may know, Farmajo and Roble are loggerheads, and they're marching to war is the terms that would be used. So as they are marching to war together, that clearly states there is no clear ruler in Somalia. Yeah, there is no government in Somalia, a stable government. Yeah, so the conversation of Somaliland and Somalia happening, it cannot happen there because there's no Somali government to take place. You know. Yeah. So what the British are trying to do is trying to change the debate and change the law. And as the Bangladeshi MP said today, when Bangladesh got recognized, when Pakistan refused to recognize them, Britain ended up recognizing Bangladesh, and that's how Bangladesh got its freedom. So برنامج كاسلا وطها right now. والله سي سعودة Somalia bye bye. والله سي سعودة.
Okay. Wow, that's one way of putting it. And yeah, I think some of the panelists are actually, some of the comment sections are actually speaking up loud about this. But I want to be more intrigued and actually, what do you think about this comment here that just popped up?
What I would say to that is that there's method to the madness. Yeah. There's method to the madness. That it was actually a positive that it was the European minister, yeah, or the foreign office minister that deals with Europe, let's say, yeah. It was actually a positive because he was overwhelmed by the amount of information he was receiving with M10, yeah. The situation required a fresh set of ears, yeah. Had it been the foreign office minister who represents the African Union or Africa, yeah, he is bounded by his relationships to those he has in Africa. Yeah, he can't go behind the back of President Kenyatta, can't go behind the back of Abiy Ahmed or any of those people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I would say that it was a positive, the fact that it was a different minister compared to the African minister, because you would have got. We did get some of the same old from this minister, but he cannot deny the facts that there's a precedent. Do you get it? In terms of Bangladesh, there is a precedent for this, and this is something that's happened before. So, as they were saying today, Somaliland is an example for all of Africa, you know, in terms of democracy and how we share power, you know. So, mashallah, is nothing but a positive day today, you know.
Definitely. On that note, should we actually have a look at what was actually said?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, it's historic.
Let's have a look at and let's look at from all angles. Let me just share the screen right now for the people.
The Federal Republic of Somalia through the government in Mogadishu, which has sadly meant that actually those people in Somaliland have often not got the level of assistance that actually this government was expecting them to get. And a perfect example of that was on vaccines. A large supply of vaccines was sent for the people of Somaliland, but it was channeled through the government in Mogadishu. So by the time it arrived in Somaliland, sadly, most of those vaccines only had a few days left in order for them to be dispensed. I'll go to my right honourable friend and then I'll go to the honourable gentleman.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And I really do
Khalid, please pause it there, Walala, please.
for allowing me to intervene. I don't have any Somalis in my constituency, but I have a great deal of love for the...
Yeah.
Okay, so for ladies and gentlemen of the viewers, let's say, the listeners, yeah, and for Khalid as well, those of you who don't know who that was Gavin Williamson, the former Defence Secretary of the United Kingdom, yeah, and he is the British representative who met with Musa Bihi, one of the British representatives. So that's the white man that you see sitting next to Musa Bihi, that picture with the British flag, right? Now, what he just said now, is critical. It's critical that all Somalis hear this, So the vaccines that were donated, to Somaliland, had to go through Somalia. Shari ahan, for the sake of the law, because Somaliland is not recognized, it had to go through Somalia,
Okay.
By the time they got to Somaliland, there was a few days left on those vaccinations and they were rendered useless. They could not be used because there was only a few days left of them. They didn't have enough time to get these injections out. Somali nimada chektin, when you guys say Somali nimaha kala goynina yar abitin ana kala goynina wariya he. Not only has a civil war happened and a massacre, but you're still continuing on that hate, on that level of hate. That is Farmacho's government or Robles' government, whoever you want to call it, who is doing that. And Khalid, I would love for you to just rewind that, please, just to make a point. Somali nime sheegana yan, hadana waxaas la sameeyay wala vaccine kale diideen Somaliland la gaadsiyo. Ka sheekeeya.
All right, let me just rewind that back a little bit.
Days left in order for them to be dispensed. Not got meant that actually those people in Somaliland have often not got the level of assistance that actually this government was expecting them to get. And a perfect example of that was on vaccines. A large supply of vaccines was sent for the people of Somaliland, but it was channeled through the government in Mogadishu. So by the time it arrived in Somaliland, sadly, most of those vaccines only had a few days left in order for them to be dispensed. I'll go to my right honourable friend and then I'll go to the honourable gentleman.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And I really do thank my right honourable friend.
That's what I meant, Khalid. Right there. You heard in it.
I don't have any Somalis in my constituency, but I have a great deal of love for the country. Reason being, my ayah came from Somaliland when we lived in Aden. Can I remind the House that the Aden Protectorate and the Somaliland Protectorate were very closely linked. I do remember my father flying over to Somaliland as part of the Aden Protectorate levies when there was a close link. Somaliland has a real affection, the people of Somaliland have a real affection for this country. It goes back a long time, and it will be absolutely right for our government to encourage and support and allow Somaliland to be actually a real nation.
Well, we've seen the people of Somaliland pay a price for the defence of this nation, both in the First World War and in the Second World War. And if you go to Somaliland, you can see the Commonwealth War Grave cemeteries of where so many Somalilanders gave their lives for the defence of this country and also beating fascism on the Horn of Africa. And I think there is a debt of honour that we owe the people of Somaliland to restore the freedom to them that they actually fought to preserve for us as well. I give way to the honourable gentleman.
I thank the right honourable member for giving way and join others in congratulating him for securing this debate, which has demonstrated an exceptional degree of unity across the House in supporting his proposal. And he makes a good point on the debt of honour that we have to the people of Somaliland. My honourable friend, the member for Sheffield South East, highlighted the strong community that we have within the city who owe their origins to Somaliland, and it was in recognition of that that the council in 2014 passed a resolution adding its voice to the demands for independence. But would he agree with me that the elections held last year, the parliamentary and local elections held last year, again, another successful democratic moment within Somaliland, simply further reflected the maturity and the strength of democracy within the country, which is an essential building block for this, for recognition for statehood, which should be recognised by the government.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I don't often stand up and advocate that the government should be following the leadership of Sheffield City Council, but on this occasion I very much do. It should sort of, it should try and catch up with what Sheffield City Council have been doing. And, you know, so many communities, whether it's Sheffield, Liverpool, Cardiff, Bristol, Swindon, we can go on, have actually welcome Somalilanders, and Somalilanders have made these great cities and great communities their home, and will continue to do so. I give way to the Honourable Lady.
I thank the Right Honourable Member for giving way, and it's demonstrated tonight just how important this topic is for all of us here. Newport is home to the second largest Somaliland community in Wales, and I want to place on record my thanks for their contributions over the years to the city. It's been amazing. But I want to ask the Right Honourable Member given any thoughts how the devolved governments can play a role in supporting the people of Somaliland as they continue to seek formal recognition.
Well, I very much believe that this is a United Kingdom endeavour where we can all move forward with actually building those already existing bridges, but making them stronger between the United Kingdom and Somaliland. And actually, we've seen in municipal government and devolved government many steps already trying to encourage the links between our great nations of the United Kingdom and Somaliland. But now is really the time for the UK government to take the lead, for the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office not to be shy, not to think that policy is stuck in the 1960s, as has been already touched on by a number of members in this House. I'll give way to my honourable friend.
Thank you very much indeed to my honourable friend. I congratulate him on this debate on a very, very important subject. And we've heard in the House today unanimity on the very many reasons as to why we should recognise Somaliland. But I wonder, as a former education secretary, would he view and accept Somaliland as a champion of education in Africa for both boys and girls? And when we heard the reference to how the devolved administrations and how this government can assist and help and develop and support Somaliland, the education system is not only something to be treasured, but perhaps we can support that in some way.
One of the most precious things that we can have in a nation is democracy, it's justice, but it's also the education that we give our children. And if you have the privilege of going to Somaliland, you actually see boys and girls both being educated. There is no discrimination there. They recognise that they want to be educating all, because that is what will strengthen Somaliland for the future. I give way to my right honourable friend.
I'm most grateful to my right honourable friend. He's heard representations from a number of places where there are large Somaliland communities. Would you join with me in making the point that remittances into Somaliland from the diaspora is enormous? Some years ago, the level of remittancing was something like 6 times the annual state budget. And one of the things that the minister could take away and consult with his officials about today is trying to make remittancing easier, so there's more competition, less charges for the enormous community in the United Kingdom to be able to send money back through the remittancing structure without paying exorbitant fees.
My right honourable friend is right to highlight the importance of remittances going into Somaliland. And actually, this government doesn't make it easier for people to be able to do that. And because this government takes a view that Somaliland is lumped in with Somalia, it makes it much more difficult for businesses to be able to operate there, make sure that there's a flow of money from the diaspora community in this country going back to Somaliland. And it's a very practical measure that the FCDO, working with Her Majesty's Treasury, could actually take up, look at, and how they could make those improvements. And I hope my right honourable friend, the Minister, will actually able to respond to that in his comments at the end of this debate. But this is a country that has incredibly proud links with this country. Yeah. This is a country that when we have been in need and what we have asked for help, they've responded. They've responded by sending their young men to defend our values and our freedoms. In 1991, this country emerged from years of subjugation by the regime in Mogadishu. It emerged from having had their children, having had so many citizens killed in cold blood. And it was able to establish its borders once more. It was able to put the structures in place for a legal system and elections all across Africa. We are always asking for them to have a proper legal system, to educate their boys and their girls, and to make sure there is the establishment of democracy. Well, in May of last year, you saw the parliamentary elections in Somaliland, and they were peaceful, they were calm, they were fair. You saw the rollout of iris technology, the first use of this technology anywhere on the continent of Africa, to make sure that they were fair and they were properly run. All of this goes to show the maturity of this country. You've seen in Somaliland, you've seen different parties enter government and leave government, not questioning the veracity of their opponent's claim. Indeed, if I recall, there's one election, presidential election, was a margin of 80 votes. And that vote was accepted, and you saw that peaceful transition. I can't help thinking that there are some Western democracies, if a margin was quite so close, there might have been a little bit more controversy than what you saw within Somaliland. Somaliland has been this amazing shining beacon of everything we want to see flourish in Africa. It is the example that we want others to follow. But they need our help and they need our assistance, because around them, they see real challenges. To the south in Somalia, you see the challenges of Al-Shabaab there. You see the disorder and the difficulties in Ethiopia. You see some of the real security challenges in Djibouti. Somaliland is a country that wants to be our friend. It's a country that turns to us and they ask us to show leadership. So I ask my right honourable friend, instead of delivering the pre-prepared brief that no doubt every Foreign Office minister has given for the last 60 years, show some guile, show some leadership, show some imagination, show the fact that he is a politician, not merely a tool of Foreign Office officials.
Yo, AB, let's take a break, man. Let's try to break something down. What's your points on some of the video that you want to discuss?
I just firstly want to some of the comments that I'm seeing is just childish, really. Like if we're gonna have this debate, and we're putting this online for you guys, it's a case of you guys gotta come more educated than that,
Yeah.
So, but in regards to what he's saying now, there would be, bro, that's a very compelling case that he's making there. He's mate. If I was picturing myself as a Conservative MP now, he would have me in his pocket, mate. So to speak, he'd have me in his pocket because he's there giving it World War I, World War II, and we need them. They were there and all that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's wow.
Will some of the comments stand up for you? Do you want me to highlight some of the comments that kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, it was an uneducated fool that sort on about unfounded grounds or inadequate maxay. I know so baxo sharci noogala sheekayso saaxiib, yeah? Sharcigii imika, the thing about democracy is, everything has a backup plan. Do you know what I mean?
But as that D word, democracy, that's another sticky one. But we get into that later on, my G. We get into that later on.
Cuzzy, we use the tools that we need to use in order to fool the fools, yeah? If democracy is the tool, it's the tool, yeah, in order to get to where we need to, yeah. Once we're free, cuz you get it. We'll probably take over the rest of the Somalis anyway.
That's a long way. That's a long way. I don't want to be taken over nowhere to be taken.
We're gonna have to. We've got no choice. And I can literally. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So if Somaliland, if it gets recognition, yeah, it's gonna go purchase military weapons. They're like, ooh, yeah. So, do you know what I mean? The Somali government can't be chatting shit anymore and like can't be doing things.
You wanna take it to them ends? I'd say, like, I've always said this and I keep maintaining this. I think the whole peninsula should just, the guy should stop. Defend yourselves, brother. This is the guy team. But if we get back to some of the videos that he said, he's making some compelling arguments.
Yeah.
But there's some people in the chat, obviously, you know how the chat section goes. The comment section is always a bit crazy, but it is what it is. Yeah. And what do you think about this latest one here?
Okay, so Somalia, people who have the same religion, language, culture, tradition, and history. That's unfortunately incorrect information.
When you say unfortunately, what do you mean? What do you mean? Break that down.
Like I say unfortunately because I feel like they're brainwashed to believe that we are the same. We're not the same. You get it? Certain man, reality, yeah. Wallah, it's my far north, far south, yeah, it's my family. Do you get it?
I'll take, come on, man. I've Somali man. The whole show's about.
Do you agree, cuz, yeah? Our language is broad enough to be similar to other languages like Arabic, for example, yeah? Arabic is spoken in Egypt, right? The guy who speaks in Egypt and the guy who speaks in Saudi Arabia is not the same.
Yeah.
Somali is an identity, yeah? But as political standing, yeah, as people living amongst each other, yeah? Unfortunately, we've tried it there and it didn't work, right?
Yeah. That's true.
So
if that's who I think it is, big up. You walked into the welcome to the live stream world. The links in the chat for anyone. The link's always in the chat, so you can always break it down. Remember, cameras on, cameras off. It's totally up to you. Let's break down. Should we break down more of the video? See what more it is. Someone said this to you. Yeah, that's a couple of the answers because I feel like some of the comment chat is you did say something in a bit.
That's correct. Somali is an ethnicity. Like
it is, and there's a difference between nation and qabil. I think Mo Baller's onto something. I've always said this. Mo Baller's always onto something. I think there's where a lot of Somalis get this twisted. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Where this is a profound statement that I kind of like. I see it up there. Abdi Yusuf's hit back with something as well. What's the point Abdi Yusuf saying? You get me?
It already has. Abdi Yusuf, yeah. Hello, wake up. Chubbalanda Lukuri, Budlana Lukuri. Yeah. Galmudug Shagana say, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Yeah. Everyone's gone. Everyone's gone.
Alright, we get back into it. Should we watch the last bit of the video?
Yes, please.
And let everyone else, and the video's up there so we can break it down. Oh shit. Where is it?
In order to read their words. I've worked with him in the whip's office. I sure saw some moments of merit. But actually, as politicians and this House, we need to show leadership on this issue. We need to show our friends in Somaliland that we are willing to defend them as they have defended us. So even if he cannot give us all the promises that we would like to see, even if he cannot say that we can recognize Somaliland at the dispatch box today. He needs to go away and we need to sit down and work out how we take those next steps, because we cannot spend another 30 years pretending the reality on the ground of the existence of an independent Somaliland doesn't exist because it's not on the Foreign Office map. We need to respond to those realities. We need to lead on foreign policy. We need to show our Somaliland friends that we are there for them and that we will deliver for them. And we will not just talk about our history, but we'll talk about how we can make our history together in the future.
Stephen Doherty. you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's an unusual pleasure to be able to speak in an end-of-day adjournment debate because of the timings. And I want to firstly congratulate and thank the Right Honourable Gentleman, the former Defence Secretary, for securing this debate today. I think it's been hugely powerful, and I think the voices that have been heard on both sides of the House, I think, show the strength of feeling and the strength of feeling that people have from their Somaliland communities here in the UK, but also about.
By the way, guys, it's not from our side, it's from the video. Just wanted to say,
as I said, I wanted to declare my interest as one of the vice chairs of the all-party group on Somaliland. It's been in existence for a very long time in this place, and I'm really pleased, Madam Deputy Speaker, I think in the spirit of this debate, to say that it includes members from all parties, it includes members from both houses, and many people who, like the Right Honourable Gentleman and I have also travelled to Somaliland and seen for ourselves the huge progress, the huge impressive progress that has been made, particularly since those very, very dark days which the Right Honourable Gentleman started his speech about, the atrocities that were committed, the literal levelling of Hargeisa, the capital city, and the remarkable progress that there's been since, largely driven by Somalilanders themselves and by members of the diaspora, the Right Honourable Gentleman, the former International Development Secretary, who's still in the chamber.
Khalid, do you have the rest of it? If you don't have the rest of it, I can summarize it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone's got the rest, that's so far what I got.
Okay.
You mean that's what your boy's working with so far. But any of the mods in the blue in the chat, if you got some links that you wanted to play, share it and we can share it on live stream for you. Any of the comments. But go ahead. What was your summary? That was the 30, I've only had 30 minutes of it. I don't know how long the debate was.
It was about, I think it went on for what, maybe 30, 40 minutes, maybe, I think, yeah? So the Foreign Office Minister kept on being interrupted and asked to give way, yeah? As they already knew what was in his statement, yeah? So in order to interject into the debate and to ensure that the Deputy Speaker of the House heard it, yeah?
The boy Rodriguez says it was an echo chamber.
It was an echo chamber, pretty much. That's the way I'm going. It was an echo chamber. Basically, you can't call it, no, it wasn't an echo chamber because the government wasn't listening. Do you know what I mean? So had the government been nodding along and plodding along, then it would have been an echo chamber. But in the sense where all the MPs that were there agreed and showed off all the reasons as to why Somaliland should get recognition. You know? Yeah, so they showed off all the fact that if we don't invest now as Britain, someone else is going to invest and we're going to lose out. Do you know what I mean? And we've got historic ties with these people. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, and it was a lot of that, really. There was a lot of, indirects about taking resources, whatnot, like the benefits to Britain, yeah, recognizing Somaliland. That was on the agenda because that's what the constituents want to hear, isn't it? Yeah.
What is Britain? That's another thing because there was a comment that's one of them comments usually just stands out for you. It was a bit profound. It was just like boom. Yeah, this is one big up. This is one of the SS family members. What do you think of this? That's one of the comments that kind of. Where's the comment that kind of stood out for me? There was a comment that stood out for me.
Shout out to Fifi, mashallah, positive mental attitude. Yeah.
There was a comment that stood out for me. I'm trying to find it, but I thought, okay, even if recognition does come, this is the question.
Okay.
What would it be beneficial at the end of the day? Is it true that, and someone said this as well, big up from one of the comment section, you got me, always, this is one of the family members over on the other side, that kind of, on the other side, he says, it's true that the people in the older say that region have given the Chinese poor. What do you think of this?
Is it true the people of Aldal say that?
Because I'm hearing there's rumors. I'm hearing rumors. I'm popping from Aldal. I'm hearing Aldal is popping. There's some noise being made from the Aldal side recently, and it's been crazy. Had a couple of things, but I'm not sure.
There's a lot of things. Ortho, sorry to interrupt you there, but there's a lot of things that's going on back home right now. But just before we get to that, I just want to conclude what we were discussing in the sense whereby how it ended, the debate ended, as Max Rodriguez said, all the MPs had sort of, you know, reiterate the same thing, but the Foreign Office came back with the obvious response that it needed to give, which was we can't take the situation out of Somalia's hands, yeah? And we can't, and then if we take the situation out of Somalia's hands, like the situation's in the African Union's hands, you get it? The African Union can take the situation out of the Somalia's hands. So that's why today the president of Somaliland is in Ethiopia, and he's not getting red carpet treatment. He's getting it's weird. It's like a green carpet, yeah, with daisies on it. Well, it's mental if you see the pictures.
Man said the green carpet with daisies. What the hell is that?
Wallahi, I retweeted on my Facebook or whatnot.
What does that mean? Is that Bristolian for what? I know some of you guys, yeah, brothers, Bristolian speaker, not farmers' language that I don't understand. But what does that mean?
To me, that's an indirect message. Yeah? As a British Somalilander who understands the British, like the indirects here, to me that means the grass is always greener on the other side. So instead of getting a red carpet, yeah, you got a green carpet, yeah, meaning the grass is going to be greener. Because the head of the African Union is there. That's in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, right?
Yes, sister just played. Big up, big up. I love my people. This is actually it was actually an hour long. It was an hour long. So the link is there for anyone that wants the link for the whole parliamentary video. And let me see if I could just see if I could do a little bit of magic. But go ahead, my bro. Talk to me.
So as I was saying, in conclusion, the Foreign Office came with that same line as they normally do because they don't want Somalia just crying all the time. Because what used to happen before, Somalia would ring up the European courts and say, Britain's breaching the EU law, blah, blah, blah. Can you stop them from even having this conversation? Do you get it? So now they can't do that. They're ringing off the Foreign Office's line. They're bothering them. Do you know what I mean? That's why I wouldn't be surprised the African, what's it called? You know, the Home Office Minister for Africa. That's why he wasn't there. The guy who meets with the African Union for Britain, yeah, that's why he wasn't there today. Do you get it? Because he knew Somalia would have given him a headache for that shit. Do you know what I mean? They get on the phones, that's what they have.
Shout out my brother Khalid. Yo, big up, big up, big up. Yeah. Say no more. What did he say? What do you think of here?
It's like 20,000 people of Somali heritage. Is that true or false? What's he referring that to? He's making just wild statements like, please come onto the panel, have your say. Feel free to have
way.
Yeah, the SS way. You get me? Somaliland's on its way. Yeah. You get me? Basically, that's what it was today. Today's agenda was, that it is said in the British Parliament, that the Somali government, cannot even handle this conversation right now. Do you get it? So the conversation should be taken out of their hands. You get it? Because Somali.
Okay, because I remember Gambia and Senegal was one country and they chose to separate. What are the right methods? If I wanted to ask anyone, if anyone can enlighten me, what are the right methods to? Because this can't go wrong. Because I think this is the profound question I ask. Every northerner, southerner, unifist, separatist. What is the other solution? What is the alternative now? Because I think it's too late to go back, and I don't think it's gone beyond the stage of what is it? This is the question I like to ask, and I hope anyone else could jump in.
They can't call it tribalism anymore because qabiladii waqooyiga dhan degnaa ayaa imaka maanta me at a stage where they've all agreed. Does that make sense? All the tribes that live there, I don't need to be naming the tribes. Everyone that lives there have all agreed. You get it? So but there is some political unrest at the moment, though. When we're ready to go on to that.
Someone, brother Ali, he said it's only a matter of. Brother Ali, he came in. He said it's only a matter of time. I agree. What's this person say? You got Ahmed Ismail that's out here agreeing with you. You get me? What is this? What did he say? Somaliland needs UK. Can they lobby? Okay, what does that mean? That's a whole nother ball game. The Arab League, but the Arab League. The Arab League, but
we don't need the Arab League. We're in our own league. Does that make sense? Yeah.
The league of our own.
Look, once we get recognition, yeah, Somaliland territory is the Gulf of Aden, yeah, the Somali Sea, the Indian Ocean, yeah, and the Red Sea. That's Somaliland territory. Do you get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once we're able to purchase a navy, do you not think we're going to protect that?
That's a great point.
That's what I'm saying, you know. So that's the things that are coming after recognition. Those of you wanting to know what's after recognition, like lagging meshkirin asahib, so amba ininku sukala ya'a amba like heshiis noloy mada like anaku heshiisan doonayna mar horeba heshiisan doonayna so why Somali disama wada doonayo ma fahamtay yeah naku isla wada marka hadlayno we don't want to kill each other.
What do you think about this comment? What do you think about this?
Yeah, so that is a great example of the South Sudan situation. But look, that situation, you know where it ends in Khalid or like the reality of the situation is, yeah, it's conflict. And we're not stopping. Basically, you're gonna have a conflict and say we're not stopping until we get what we want. Does that make sense? The bloodshed will not stop until we get what we want. We can do that, like South Sudan. Do you know what I mean? You know, you've heard of the massacres there. Some crazy stuff's happened there. You know?
Yeah.
Like ethnic cleansing has happened there. Alhamdulillah, like we're past them things there. Not Somaliland, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, but was there ethnic cleansing? Is this what the government's failing to negate and they're just going over their head? Once upon a time there was. Would you say it was ethnic cleansing? Would you say it was a genocide?
There was,
really, true for me. There's no difference between a genocide and ethnic cleansing. To me, when I look at it from I'm not being biased, but yeah, that was. It looked like it was an annihilation. Everyone tends to, but no, we're not gonna lie. The fact that our whole government turned on its population, regardless, anyway we could sweet it. And all over the peninsula. I always say all over the peninsula, there's always stories and factuals and stuff that happened. But today, you know what we're concentrating on. And do you think that's a correct term to start to put in?
There he goes. Yeah, he's correct. Secessions in Africa is usually based on ethnic conflicts. He's right. Yeah. And that's the only way. That's the only way, basically.
What do you think about the sister saying here as well?
What about Ethiopia? Okay, holding us back. Yeah, she's got a good point there. Well, that's a very good point. The only thing that's holding us back is the old school mentality of the politicians there at the moment. There's not enough of us, young generation, who are hungry to lead our nation. Yeah, not hungry to feed ourselves, but hungry to feed our nation. Yeah, and we know we need to remember Ilaha naga horeya at the end of the day. Yeah, so Ilaha ugu horeya first. Yeah, and it needs to remain the Islamic Republic of Somaliland.
So the Islamic Republic of Somaliland.
That's the name of it. Wallahi, I think that's the name. The Islamic Republic. That's why we've got you give me a shadow on a flag, bro. You get it? And we're not putting a shadow on that. That's the difference between a Somali flag and a Somaliland flag. I bet you half the Northerners would be like, yo, boys, I'm considering joining them. Yeah?
What do you think about Brother Ahmed? Because this is one thing that a lot of people throw out there.
You're miseducated, the wala lot, yeah? So let's look at the statistics of the Somalis. Yeah, 1970s, yeah, only something like 5% of our population could read, right? Yeah? You see the problem, yeah? We're by mouth, and we're meant to accept it as our history or as something as a fact, yeah? You know? One tribe can so bad, yeah? Yeah, then we come to the same table and we have that conversation. Because they're claiming, like certain people are claiming to be the same as this and that and that. I'm saying, bro, we're not too far dissimilar, yeah? Do you know what I mean? But we're not the same thing. Do you get me? Like, I think I say, you get me?
What do you think about Ahmed? What do you think? Because I think this is always the stumbling. Brother Ahmed, again, I like for anyone, again, we're going to put out the link for the chat. Anyone that wants to join us, have your say, the SS way. You already know. If you don't know what that means, Somali speakers way, the SS way. What do you think of I was about to lose my train of thoughts. Yeah, what do you think some of the brothers and sisters from the southern regions, they just can't fathom, like they're stuck with this whole we are one, which is not true. Which is Somalis have never ever. I don't know. I think after the 1960s, I think, and that lasted for 20 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
20 odd years. I don't know the number, but it lasted for 20 odd years, and that's why I tend to always say, okay, cool. What is it? We're just gonna put the blue flag and just pretend nothing never happened again. How? And 9 out of 10 times, none of them actually come with feasible ideas.
But here's the issue.
And that's one thing I always like. Okay, Southerners, come with feasible ideas. What is it? You're part of us. What is it? What's that going to change? Is it going to make the conflict in the South obviously disappear? And how does it work?
That's a good question. Well, that's a very good question, Khalid. Like,
how does it work? I've always posed this question. What do you want? Oh, you're gonna put the blue flag. You're gonna put the genocidal flag in people's faces again and say, yeah, you're under us again. How does it work? Go on. Someone explain to me.
How do they recognize that in their mind? Like, how do they register that in their mind? The only way I explain it to myself is
so anyone on the South side could come and
the only way I can explain it is
I would love for one of them to jump on. Yeah.
The South is still going through the trauma, and because it's still going through the trauma, it can't see nothing ahead, bro. Do you get it? It can't see nothing ahead because it's still going through the trauma.
Do you think about what the family member's saying? SS family member is saying, boy, it's our forefather's dream and I will never give up on Somali Wayne.
And you think I don't know that? No. Well, let me speak. Khalid,
big up, my brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother Adil. Alaikum assalam. My Pakistani Kiala Tika Acha here. Go on. Break it down.
Yeah, so as you've heard me say on this show many a times, look, I know what my grandfathers wanted, yeah? You hear me? I know what my grandfathers wanted. My grandfather had his hotel in Mogadishu, he had it in Berbera, and he had it in Hargeisa. Yeah? I know what he wanted. Yeah? He wanted a peaceful Somali peninsula. Yeah? Let's call it, like, it's a peninsula. That's
why I'm always saying the peninsula now. That's my new catchphrase. Just it kind of flows off it's got that je ne sais quoi as well, like I used to say, but it flows off the tongue. It's like,
I don't know if we're using it for the correct context, but that's what we're calling it anyway, the peninsula,
Peninsula.
Peninsula, Like, home. Anyway.
Or should we just call it home? Back home. Where everyone feels kind of comfortable.
No, because we're talking about it as the whole region right now, So look, our great grandfathers and that, they wanted that place to be peaceful, But look, the only way we can get peace today, is look, let every man and woman keep their flag, no arguments, because that's the way. Think about it. That's the way we're gonna free Ogaden. Ogaden, it comes under Ethiopia today. How do we free the biggest Somali region? By all claiming independence and recognizing it. We need to recognize Ogaden. The long game so Somali do kala iskala goya wala iskala goya ba Jubaland, Puntland, Somaliland kalmudu kala iraha and the old Somali I like to call it that's what that blue flag represents, the old Somali I like, where it's literally where that man lives. What's his name? Mr. Fromage Frey.
Yes. President for Marshall.
He's not a legitimate president though.
He is certain people's president, so I always have to give accolades. Like President Ismail Umar Gela, Mr. Denny is another president. I always like to, highlight the what can I say, the shakers and players of East African politics. And again, we're bringing it back every Tuesday from now on, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and again, we're bringing open mic Sundays back where everything's on the kitchen. You know how the game goes, but like I was saying, that's a fantastic question I always like to pose. And if my boy Rodriguez and one of the brothers want to come on, and it's a question I always want to pose. I always okay, what is it? Mashallah first. What's gonna happen? Because I feel like no one can ever run me. Yeah.
Wallah, they need to come out and explain themselves. Wallah. Let's Somali Wayne come out and explain yourselves. How is this picture gonna work? Paint the picture for me, baloo baahay rag inay hadlaan yeah iyaga baqay malaha niyo
I don't know, no, because it's a thing that I just wanna it's a fantastic one, isn't it? It's a fantastic one, isn't it? And it's a puzzling one that I don't think none of us are ever gonna let go of. Does that make sense? And it's always gonna be, well, yeah, this not Somaliland. I think this whole debate is always gonna be, it's gonna be there until, because something has to give way now. Something really has to give way. So you gotta let the people go and let them write their own thing and just do their own thing, and that's the situations. Like I said to myself, I always want to ask, what is the scenario? Because I'm not gonna get told what to do by no other place, and that's what it is. And I think that's the bottom line, because we've tried that way. We tried the whole, let's all hold hands on kumbaya. Some people say ka'anka, whatever dollar they would be here, and look, it is. See, look, people are saying the Emirates style. So what does that Emirates style mean? I know, and Ahmed, I hear you. We are the same people, but brother, we cannot govern each other, brother Ahmed. And I think 30 years of the next 30 years, let's be honest. Let's sit on the table. We're not gonna get run by no one, and no one's gonna run us. If that makes sense. And that's what, and this is what it is. Someone saying they're trolling you. I don't know if they're trolling, but you know, we like to ask questions out here. Just like to ask the questions. I don't think no it's trolling, but it's the questions that we gotta ask. We gotta ask these vital questions of what is up.
Khalid, I was gonna say, yeah.
Someone said this: both our ancestors are buried in Sanag. Okay.
And for that reason, we should join. Come on, mate. Come with a bit of substance, please. You know?
What do you think of what do you think of this, brother? Because this is a question. Because these two regions always come up nowadays, and apparently I hear Odal is on the rise as well. And this is another thing that concerns me as a Somalilander. I want to see if you're in and out. Do you know what that makes sense?
Listen, Khalid, wallahi, I absolutely love it. I love it. You know why? Because things are changing. Things are changing in Somaliland, and equality here, equality and don't name so it's a land nation, yeah. A lot of people call it Southland, yeah. So we went down and we sorted out the situations that we need to. Yeah, every day Somaliland territory is growing. Yeah, as soon as we've got our borders in full, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're gonna have this election key, Ruruka, yeah. So we're gonna have political party elections, yeah, and that's available and open to absolutely everyone. We don't want to see them same dumb leaders like, do you know, like Watani, yeah, yeah. Bro, 10 years, them guys, yeah, 10 years, they've been trying to capture power, yeah, and they failed time and time and again. I don't know, Louis Sotavi, yeah, I don't know, Somaliland, Bahnaid, yeah, you know, they were, من the feeling you chubby, Kikarana Moscow you chubby, Kashake, yeah. So, Marka, inshallah, yeah, it's going to be the local election, sorry, not the local election, it's going to be the party elections, yeah. So when these new parties, yeah, I am gonna put it into, yeah. I'm not gonna say the tribe name, yeah, but it's not gonna be my people. Again, for the sake of equality, yeah. Equality
in your eyes, what is equality in your eyes?
Equality is to give that man the same power that you had. You know what I mean? To give that man the same capability, because look, it's a power to have, you know, to say, yeah, I control the national budget, I control the military, yeah, and at the same time within them people, yeah, you've got snakes amongst you, yeah, that are coming after you to get it indirectly. You've seen House of Cards, Maha. Yeah. So
I haven't seen House of Cards. I haven't seen that. It's a good series. Should I get onto it?
Unfortunately, it has some negative parts to it, but yeah, it's very good series.
Okay. What do you think of this?
Where is this Khartoum? I don't recognize you. I'm sorry, my sincere apologies. I don't recognize you. Yeah? Are you within Somaliland territory that's quoted air marks disputed, or are you in Puntland territory? Yeah? Where is Khartoum? You get me? Had they Aldal come in Thai, bruv? Aldal, yeah, that's Somaliland territory, bro. You get it? Yeah?
What do you think of this comment that the lovely sister made?
They compare us to the French and German, but if we are the same people, why would we choose like that? Because German and French were not the same people. Who's comparing us to the French and Germans?
I don't know. Sometimes some people just throw out some.
No, okay, I can see the relation. I can see the relation because she's saying what World War II and World War I, the French and the Germans went to war with each other. Yeah, like your neighbors are. You're going to yeah. But it doesn't matter. They will all hire, yeah. Well, I'll always lie. So they school lie. I know what ideology, my friend. Yeah. So marka wala kala go. Wala kala tagane. Yeah.
But do you think some of the brothers and sisters got this hard notion of sorry, I hate that. Some of these brothers got this notion of it's very hard for them to swallow that bitter pill. Because Somalia is one, with one nation, with one Dadbani, oneness, when it's not really an equal playing ground.
Yeah, no, they
has, and I think nothing has ever been addressed.
I understand, Walai, but that sounds like a them problem, Walai, to be fair. I apologize. Haga Islam nimo, yeah, but that's a you problem, innit?
Someone said this: if Isaac is one, why can't I? Again, you have to ask one of my Daro brothers and sisters for that question. I'm just, here to. But brother Ali's throwing some. He's throwing some bars in there, man.
So we did that. Who said Daro is one anyway?
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question. You gotta ask the D Block brothers and sisters.
No, that's not D Block. So D Block what the Hanto, yeah, you get me?
I thought it was all of them. I thought it was all of them. D Block. No,
that's familiar with Hanto. I reserve that name for them, bro. I respect them brothers. You see them brothers there? I respect them brothers there. Yeah, because they're the ones that are standing on the Somaliland border. You get it? They're the ones, yeah.
They're the same guys that everyone's saying that the Khartoum state.
Bro, it's like there's a few people from down south, even like unfortunately that situation last I know was pretty similar to that. Commotion within Somaliland. Get it?
What do you think of brother AB's question here? LP.
Okay. I got a good question, but it's fighting amongst themselves. That's true. That's true. Because look, we should always be fighting amongst ourselves. Because look, like just because you're one tribe, it doesn't mean you think one certain way. Do you get it? Yeah. For the greater good, we need to be fighting amongst ourselves. But we need to be doing it in Parliament rather than doing it on the streets and with the. Do you know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna use planes when man ain't even got fucking guns, fam? Like, let's not go there, wallahi. Like, so let the Somali needs to pay reparations. But the thing is, it's not even there. There's no government there to take to court. Do you get it? Like,
what do you think about the lovely sister selves? What do you think about our sister selves?
Into Somaliland from south to north, the whole country becomes as one, but the ruling capital state being Hargeisa, Mogadishu, the second state. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen because strategically, if I've got Mogadishu on the same map as Hargeisa, yeah, sitting in my office, yeah, I need to have Mogadishu as my capital as a strategic position, yeah. So it's not about strategy though. Like I know like, so I don't know. I think we didn't want that. I would refuse it. Me personally, I'd refuse it.
She said it's only a suggestion, by the way. Don't bite my heads off.
I hear that. Yeah, it's just a suggestion, but it wouldn't work anyway, wallahi, because look, it makes more sense to have Mogadishu where it is, yeah, as the capital. That would be the case. Yeah. But if you're saying, on the other side of that conversation, you're saying basically, indirectly, you're saying, yeah, I'll play you one better than that, yeah. Somali weyn ma jirto walaal laakiin Somali weyn samayn karnaa marka diyaarkiina kuwa fadhiista waayo Soomaalidu way kala go'san tahay nin walba calankiisa iska haystaan inuu ku leeyahay laakiin la fadhiisi aan sheekaysano sharci naga wada sareeyaan samaysano ma fahanteen taas ay noo aqliyaan ku leeyahay ka sheekaya
I think Mr. SMS, he said it. Boy, he said something there. Max, he said that's the best reception I heard. Brother Ali said, I'm from Puntland, and if Somaliland gets recognition, Puntland will 100% do the same. Good
and
on
I
ya.
would recognize, Khalid, let me just say, I'd be the first Somalilander to recognize Puntland. As long as you're not claiming my territory, brother. Wallahi, I would be the first Somalilander to recognize Puntland. Even if you got it before Somaliland, as long as you're not trying to claim my territory, that's fine, my brother. But tasa ka soo horeysa. Aqoonsigiina tasa ka soo horeysa. We don't want to spill the blood of other Somalis, brother. No banaya neo. Although no banaya.
What do you think what this brother's saying?
Myself, but I'm not an extreme. But then if you think SL is country, you have to appreciate what you have been able to achieve. Mashallah is right. Yeah. I'm wasabi. What's a wasabi?
You tell me, man, bro. I thought that was some ancient. I thought that was some Chinese, Japanese sushi or something.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to. What's that thing called in Saudi Arabia?
Like they said to be the new capital, as its stable and has security.
No, thank you, mate. No, thank you. As soon as you open up, Poland, mate.
Like he says, and leadership. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want leadership. I wouldn't and if I feel like that's one of the worst things, and I think that's one of the worst things that a South person could do right now. And I have to just throw it out there.
Well, in order to be leader of the whole of Somalia?
Yeah, I think it would be one of a bit disastrous, in my opinion.
That would be disastrous because
I would as an South person, I would literally illiterate to my elders and my people. I wouldn't take that, but you know, it's one of them. You know, you gotta give people the thumbs up and back. Because anything that happens, look, when they get Charanayan, I can, and it's always gonna be that. So I'm saying so.
100%.
I'm not with that still.
Yeah, no, like I can see where they're coming from. Isaaq Ali the shukulu dibi laha maxay but waxa ma loo baahnayo because waayo qabyaalada ka baxa anagu ba qabyaalada sinsilna ka baxa. I mean, we are striving now to get out of that qabyaalad. That's why I said to you, when the opening happens now for the political parties, I'm happy because every single party is going to have the opportunity to represent themselves. And if you want to say that we live here as 100,000, whatever, you'll have someone who represents you.
Plus the safety of the sister said the safety of the South is already a mess. Ooh, that's a good one. What did this person say?
Asqori will be the capital of Somalia in the next 4 years. Yeah, bro. That's some nice stuff you got there, bruv. I don't know where you're getting it from, but that's some nice stuff. Tell them that, yeah?
Because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people throw that out like it's some tempting bait. What do you think? What do you think, bro? Oh, yeah.
I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah. But yeah, what was I going to say? Coming to the actual politics in Somaliland at the moment, we need to discuss that. Wallahi, like if you can find a video on that right now. A few weeks ago, we had the likes of, and they're still doing it now. We've got the likes of the leaders of the opposition, basically telling their tribes to get ready for war. There, you know, saying that. Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So, for example, the leader of Wadani and the leader of Urid, was telling people in the tribe to literally man up and get ready. We're about to go to war. 1994 is happening all over again, they said. Do you get it? So they're trying to use the hurt of the past, in order to reignite another war, because what's happened is Musabihi, the president of Somaliland, has chosen to have the political elections, for the political parties before the presidential election. So they're thinking to themselves, oh my God, I don't have another chance, you know? They're thinking, maybe وطني ودعسها, maybe العود ودعسها, ما فهمت, So they're saying, ورياه موسو, the store catcher, we say, you're breaking the law. No, we're going to take you to court. Then the court finds in favor with Musa and says to them, yo, what do you guys want? What election in the world do you see someone lose, and still be standing 10 years later there? What are you doing? Like, we've got democracy here, right? So now all these other tribes are going to come in, everyone's going to come in, and everyone's going to get a fair chance, mashallah. Get it? So for 10 years, there'll be 3 new parties trying to win the
why did a lot of people have qualms with that? A lot of people were like uptight, oh my God,
because a lot of pockets are gonna get emptied there. All them people that are working with Wadani, they thought to themselves, oh my God, I've invested all my money within Wadani, to win the election and for that person to become president so I can get my monies back and then some, like Dalkhwan Da'aya, dadkaas oo dhan caroonay walaal, dadkii lacagta siiyey dadkan wadani la yiraaho, wadani way la meereysteen walaal, ma fahamtay, dadku way la meereysteen. You get it?
But
so anyway, also what the Somaliland government did, they sent out their top generals and their top lieutenants to the SNM mandem and they told them, yo, have a conversation with your lads in it, and they come out on TV and started speaking up, bro. SNM taasooba hefa, yo, Watani, Urid, Faisalo, Abdihano, Hirsio, you guys are leaders of political parties, you're not leaders of tribes. Does that make sense? He said it very clear, and he's like, don't disrespect Musa. You know what I mean? Musa was there when he needed to be there. Do you get it? When our daughters were being he said Musa was there. Where were you guys? You were in Finland and you were in bloody Moscow, So don't talk like in a dalka haquladi, ma fahamteen,
but then again, look, I love my, SNM veterans, but I feel like that's not really because I'm tired. Got all of them, mashallah. I don't ever want to, but I feel like the country, Wadanka, needs to move away from jihadi to jihadi. I've always said this, and I've always been passionate about this. I'm not gonna hide this. I don't really like that jihadi after jihadi Lusasino.
No, but it's not jihadi, because Rakan Faisal Abdurrahman, you jihad maha, and that's why they're saying the same as you're saying, basically, So they're saying, jihad dan skudi di besanka aronena, because the guy after Musa was meant to be Mohammed Khahin, isn't it? The Home Secretary of Somaliland, he's said to be the next president, like Kulmir. That's the next person they were going to put up, and Musa wasn't going to go for a second election. But I'm not sure if that's still going forward. But the point is, you're right. That's why Musa is opening up the political parties. He doesn't want these fools to be in power. He doesn't want this guy Abdurrahman Tour. Sorry, Abdurrahman Erro. Ilana Harisa Abdurrahman Tour. Abdurrahman Erro and Faisal Ali Waraba, I think his name is, and Hirsi as well. Hirsi is just the biggest hater. Like he left Kulmiyo to join Wadani. The Mesu Kalawala,
But then again, do you think, you've named two of the big boy Garhachis there. I think they're the big profound Garhachis guys, and I'm gonna tread lightly. I don't want my
because listen, like the SNM said, SNM tashek tili ba hidi SNM tashek totally. Wariyadahen inuu ku taliyo meel tihiin reeraha ayagana anaka, taliyo waxa u tihiin wadani iyo ucid, ma fahamtay, so ninkii nacaska waxaan ku dhimanayaa igami ucida u dagaalanaysa wadani. Don't act like you're using that name. Because see that name there, Garhachis, that's my family, that's my brother. Do you get it? Well, that's my and that's your brother. Do you get it? Yeah, let's hook into the corridor. Wallah.
What do you think of this comment? Because of we are seeing, I hate to say this, sometimes there is a question mark on, and again, I'm treading lightly. 35% of my family get hedges, so yeah, if y'all come for me, it's a bit peak. Like I come from y'all guys along the way, and I love Team Get Hedges, but boy, we got some suspect characters in there. There is some suspect Get Hedges characters. I'm not gonna lie to you. So hence,
when you say suspect, are you referring to some of them wanting to be Somalia rather than
Abdi
Somaliland?
Hachi is one. We got what's his name? The boy Dubai. Apparently is another one. But the list is endless. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's looking a bit like And sometimes there was that. I don't know if it was propaganda. I'm not putting it out there. I'm just saying what it is. A lot of my Hash's family, know. Again, I'm gonna remind you, 35% of my family is them man there. Just in case, I don't talk out to I'm running to Hassan. سامحناكم. So I'm just saying there's a lot of guys, and like Brother Ali Ahmed said, Somali Wayne is backing some of them. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying. AB.
Yeah, no, rag fara badan lacag la soo siinaya. Yeah. Laakiin rag fara badan waxay ka dhaadhicin kari waayeen, yeah. Reerahooga ka dhaadhicin kari waayeen wax kaliya. Ma fahant? عاصمة قرحيش كم تها ما تبرعوا خالد ولا مقرشة.
الله والله شي بردا حتى قرحيش كلا وحش صوت. هي انت
وين بسوي معي هذا كان ضميته يا قرحيش عاصمة دومين برعاهين.
مملو بين الذين هنا كم عيدا قال أنا هركيس بقول يقول بيتك ناي.
ومالك ساعة دقانة لكن تاسي حوق الشيطان قرحيش ما قال يقول لك الدنيا.
السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم سلو.
سلو. يوتيوب كتسكب بخدي.
السلام عليكم سلو.
يوتيوب اوكي.
ايه. الله وقاسكي وينه؟ معلنك ينسوبي واكن. معلنك يواكن.
Khalid, how are you?
Hey, I'm alright. Big uncle, family, my big brother. What the uncle? Waban ممنوع.
ممنوع وريا.
والله كي قوين.
هي وقت يدري يوحن هاي بارك كورنر ملك ومارك يوحن سلملا ودك متجه.
مي وحنا نصعد سمر تايم كان هذا سمر تايم كان نصعد إن شاء الله سمر تايم كان إيمان.
ما ده هاي بارك كورنر ما دي من محل.
شغادي ويقول باتي ملك خليلا هولي يقول باتي نادر والله بإمكا سلاسة دول سياسة كلا فلقيننا خميستا شكل قويسكا أي حتى أنا open mic أنا اسمه ونصانو قننا ويكند ويقول أنا أركي تونتو
كدلال. في عندي دوان للسعودية هذا الكي.
هلك والله سعته هرتا أريجي أي بي نلفلنقه big bro يلفلنقه.
والله نيكا مستر كي ده سبيكر وصيفي عم بقول لقاي. نيكا سوى حوي وحش يقول ده ريالتي وحى سداو سعته the Somaliland game. marka I think imika dadkii waxa weeye mucaaridin iyo muxaafidba way heshiiyeen up to the new ururada inta la furayo marka game waxay start garanaysaa marka ay gaadho November ee madaxtooyada xisbiyadan jira iyo dawladdu xisbigeegu ay tartamaan ayaa haddana laga yaabaa inay siyar madax isla jeedaan moogta marka dadku dee waa siduu sheegay laasqoray iyo waxaan la akhriyay iyo laasqoray dee horta iyadu waa part of Somaliland marka kaysagu laasqoray kule Soomaaliya ayaa ka dhigaysa caasimad waa just dreaming in my opinion.
Rio kultunoole kaasi Rio.
Yeah.
But big bro niman badan ayaa dad badan baa
Rio laasqoray waa loogaa dad was for Somaliland.
Yeah, but another niman badan ay dad badan baa Rio ku nool. Another anigana maanta
30 years but Riyadu waxay takes too long.
taasi waa Komar maxaa tiri waa Komar Rio maaha.
Takes too long 30 years soddon sano Riyada ninka ku jira kule waa one day is gonna come true waa half of his life kii waa socotay. Ma maqlaysaa?
waan kula socdaa ma maqlaysaa waan kula socdaa
ku maqlayaa marka let them dream whatever they want like in reality Somaliland one day is going to be getting recognition again.
احتراف.
Yeah, recognized by هذا احتراف كي معني إنه already country بينه هاي لكن recognition ودب أي لو عثمان السنة مدحتني مدودي.
هي.
صح ما شاء الله هي waxaan doonay raaliyan qaar jira wala waxaan doonay ku weydiiyo hadaa kuwa Soomaaliga ku hadla ya inaad u faafin kartid intii aan ku hadlay markii dhaweede aan ka sheekeynay Somaliland siyaasadeeda iyo waxyaabaha ka socda ya hadaad wax noogu dari kartidna inaad noogu dar adiga maadsan
waan ku darayaa waxa weeye horta niyow brotherska Soomaaliya we feel sorry for them especially dadka shicibka waayo Sudan we know inagu experience baynahay Somaliland dagaal baa ku socday 1982 ilaa iyo 1991kii we passed that situation we are experiencing civil war laakiin iyagu imka waa more than civil war to be honest waayo waxa weeye different mafia meesha haysata amisana they take $2,000 bay qaataan they're making money. I don't think so. They're supposed to be going 2,000, leaving the country. Like it's been extended by the UN. Marka runtii, we feel sorry for, to be honest, our brothers. Still our brothers we respect. Like in reality, they need to حقيقة وينه وقاعدين. There is no way Somaliland is gonna come back to unification with Somalia. The most of the world, we are in the failed country. In the world, it's been there without real government in last 30 years. So it's a failure. They spend everything, billions, trillions. Marka Somaliland, it showed the world in a high 30 years in democratic country, got upper parliament, lower parliament, and also each president stays 5 years. And then they might extend in 3 years, like Siranyo, Diariale. So we're doing the right thing, but brothers, don't get jealous. Get your life back. And then comes to the table. If you don't want to recognize, that's no problem. We already recognize ourselves because we're not a new country. We're not South Sudan. South Sudan, you are country politically America and Kupush Krese in a Sudan. And we know for the last 15 years they suffer instead of becoming like a failed country, which is cannot able to is maamulaan. Marka brotherska Soomaalida waxaan sheegayaa Soomaaliga hadii isku fahmayno de waa inaan ismaca salaamayno idinka there is no way I think inaad oran doontaan waa marka hore dawlad baad haydeen laakiin anagu imika we need to say goodbye to you guys. So good luck with your mess. Even the world is spent everything. Okay, good area. Halkii de I think taas ma sheegayno.
Me halkii ma lagu dheereen. Qodobo yar baa ku taataabtay aan dooninta kale aan baadbaadhno. Big bro, waxaan dooninta meel yara galno. Waxaan dooninta galo dad baan inta ogoleyn. Inta kelmadaha taagan tahay iyo mashruuca badan. Why do you think it took us this long? And even today, maxay kula tahay marka House of Parliament gaadho maxaa dareemtay walaalo big bro marka maanta arrinka maqashay
House Parliament maanta niyo ma imka Twitter ka yar eegay iyo YouTube kan yar eegay ninkan le baarlamaanka soo dhigay waxa uu wasiirka hore waxbarashada markii madaxweyne Muuse Somaliland dooratayna uu tagay isaga iyo gabadha prime ministerka imika prime minister Boris way wada socdeen marka wuxuu ahaa marka wasiirka difaacu ahaa ninkan experience life buu ka soo qaatay problem waxa weeye Soomaalidu waxa weeye problem ka haystaan in reality da kama hadlayaan qoladan Soomaaliya Talyaanigu gumaysan jiray wali dream bay ku jiraan aan reality ahayn marka waxba yana istawaqinin xasad kuma fiicna xasad waa halka dhigay Somaliland hadday jeceliin hadday necab yihiin ba one day is going to be recognized marka waxaan u lahaa waa start your mess first mess waxa uu dhibaato weyn bay haysata you are under the occupation of Amazon African military mercenary ayaa xukunta. And even madaxtooyada iyaga ilaaliya, baarlamaanka iyaga u sheega anytime.
Do you think that's more walaalahan konfureed nasiiba heshay?
Waa masiibo ka daran bade Africa ma helin. Liberia dagaal civil war-kii ugu darnaayo kamay badan, I think 10 years kamay badan. Laakiin Soomaaliya 30 years ninkii dhashay maanta waa ninkaa weyn ee baarlamaanka dhex fadhiya. Marka iyagu waa inay eegaanaan what's went wrong, maxaa nagu dhacay, maxaa sababay soddonkaas sane Somaliland iyadoo election samaynaysay ee waddankeygii 3 o'clock in the morning lacagta suuqa lagu sarifayo ee aynaan controlin, aynaan tegi karin, maxaynu u claim garaynaynaa ee lacagtoodii haysta, ee ciidankooga haysta, calankooga haysta, maxaa aad dadka been ugu sheegaysaa leedahay Somaliland is part of Somalia, Puntland bay la mid tahay. Puntland waa already they know themselves, waa part of the region of Somalia. Ma dhinaan gareeyaan. Somaliland borderkeyga lama tegi karo, from Raja ma tegi karo. Somaliland adduunka oo dhan uu og yahay lacagta fundedka Europeanku gooni bay u siiyaan. Xidhiidh bay leeyihiin. Ethiopia xidhiidh fiican baan leenahay, Kenya xidhiidh fiican baan leenahay, Turkiga wuu joogaa. waxay jooga iyaguna maxay ahayd Mareykankii imika waa kan imanaya, Denmark baa jooga, Norway baa jooga. Deegaanka Somaliland waa good in iyaga u fiicnaato ku daydaan bay hayaan brother waxaan samaysay nagala taliya. Marka open minded baan ku soo dhaweynaa, laakiin markay ku leeyihiin annaga kule iyagoo lagu go'ayaan cid aqbalaysa ma jirto. Each region wuxuu leeyahay president, 5 president baa diyaaradooda raacay. dadkii diyaaradda wada waa yaabay. Waxa lagu yiri ma who is your leader? 5 baa gacanta taagay yiri shanteedan baa madaxweyne ka Soomaaliya. Diyaaraddii baa laga dejin gaaray iniyo. Marka macnihii waxa weeye khayaali bay ku jiraan. We feel sorry inuu dagaal xun ka socdo, in qoleen kale iyaguna maafiya oo iyaguna diinta ku gabanaya ay aan la garanay meel ka imanayaan, kii maafiyadii kale aan la garanayn, civil war baa ku jira. warlords baa isticmaalaya amisom baa iyadu waxay doonto samaynaysaa. waa inay focus gareeyaan dhibaatadoodan weyn. They need to sort it out before annaga intayna nala hadlin.
nin baa yidhi to the big bro wuxuu yidhi 30 sano oo riyo chasing a dream is worse. wuxuu yidhi 30 sano oo riyo ka daba ordaysid.
I
beg you, hey, big bro and AB, hold up the panel. Let me just come back.
I got you. Okay, so dhegeysanaa waxaan ku weydiinayaa iminka ka soo qaad hadday Somaliland iyo Soomaaliya ay wada fadhiisato, hadday wada fadhiisato way wada sheekaysato oo iyadu diido, taas caqli gal noqon lahayd maaha. Hello.
Anay laalisa.
Adan kula hadlaynaad
the way for the fadhiisteen be inta jeer wada fadhiisteen ma war ma haysa.
wan ka war haya wan ka war haya laakiin si aan
sheegay markii ugu horeysay xagee wada fadhiisteen ma
xaga sharci ahaan
Turkiga soo in badan isma daba wareegeen.
wala istaba wareegay wallahi
ilaa ka baxay balankii brother ka baxay
balankii ka baxay daadu way sheeganaa anu arrimaha xoog ma la socon
ana ku sheegay markii Siraayo daay riyaale isugu ma ogolaan la shiro Soomaaliya wuxuu yiri way dawlad ay nolosha meesha kama jirto uu baangareeyay ninkii Soomaaliya ka yimaado Somaliland ka tagay soo noqdo waa la xidhay. waxa weeye wuxuu sameeyay sharci Soomaaliya wax alla waxaynu kala heshiinaa ma jirto intay dawlad one president elected la doorto meesha yimaado. markii dambe Siraayo ayaa bedelay yiri Soomaaliya waa walaalay waan la hadlaynaa waynu tusaynaa iyaga inaga xiranta adduunka oo dhan. wuxuu yiri Soomaaliya iyo idinku dhexdiina waa inaad isku garataan, inaad kala go'aysaan, inaad united noqonaysaan. Turkigii baa ayaa furay platformkii. Turkigu wuxuu dhexdhexaad ku ahaa si equal ayuu labadaba ugu yeedhay presidentkii Sharif iyo Siraayo. document badan baa la saxay inaan xagga moogta international fundedka aan lagu aan moogtay Soomaaliya qaadan ayna faragelin Somaliland wuxuu la siinayo toos loo siiyo in airspace-ka si loo wada qaybsado, in laga wada shaqeeyo sidii la isugu soo dhawaan lahaa, inaan Somaliland Somaliland waa in lagu ixtiraamo in Somaliland tahay waddan Somaliland oo Soomaaliya ka go'aya wixii oo dhan way ogolaadeen maalin kasta wiil kasta waa bil kasta waa la tegayay wixii may dhamayn wixii oo dhan markii dambe way jareen waxay yidhaaheen Somaliland way khiyaameeyey waxay yidhaaheen markii siiraanyo kaalayo aanu kala soo noqono Kenya airspace-kii wuxuu ku xidhnaa Canada laakiin Kenyana part of it ay ka qayb ahayd okay bay yidhaaheen markii la soo celiyey airspace-kii la soo celiyey ay yidhaaheen Hargeysa laga dhigay head office-kii wixii beebe ka sheegeen muqdisho ay keensadeen waa ku dhawaaqeen halkana laga hagayaa bay yidhaaheen wixii oo dhan way ka wada baxeen markan ugu dambeysay after markuu Muuse yimid ayaa lagu bushkareeyey international community ay yidhaaheen isku daya mar labaad waa tii Djibouti la tegey Djibouti markii ugu horreysay loo qabto waa kii Muuse hadlay waa kii isaguna farmaajina hadlay waa tii la isku international community American iyo European ku meesha ay witness ka ahaayeen yaa jabiyey farmaajo jabiyey halkii uu within 6 months loo kulmi lahaa uu ka baxay electory tagay political kale bilaabay sheeko kale mes buu sameeyey waxa la wixii wax noqotay focuskii bay Ethiopia la saaray electory iyo Abiy Ahmed iyo nonsense Djibouti iyadu way soo dhaweysay open waxay meesha furtay daasi marka dadkani ma hadda la safgaranayo Talyaani iyo maafiya ayaa tababaray annaga waxa weey Ingiriis baan tababaray Ingiriiska adduunka oo dhan buu maamulaa wali hata waxa weey colonize adduunka oo dhan buu colonize ku sameeyay Mareykanka adarkiisa isaga meesha ka dhisay Australia isaga sameeyay waxa la dhan marka dad maskaxdiis fadhido iyo qof maafiya oo maalin kasta every 2 years lagu beddelay tali presidentada laga doorto dadkii soo koriya meesha dadkan settle maaha if one government there hello there's no way bentoodi baa badatay koogii al-shabaabka ay kii maafiyada ahaa kii wowoliski ma kala garanaysid waxa lagu leeyahay ma aba qof afduubta baa day time intuu dad laayay police baa claim garanaya qof la soo qabanaya ma jirto qof maxkamad la geeyo ma jirto dad inaysan shabeelaha hoose jooga baa la oranaya iyaga al-shabaaba oo court aan la marin markhaati la keenayn dadka minority-ga kolka eeg ilaahay baa naga kaxeeyay imikana anagu iyagoon ku daalay waxba iyaga ma weydiisano we already country walacagteeda waan haysnaa president-ka meel kastuu tegi karaa that's it ani saasay la tahay
That's it. Well, you're right. You got a good point there, and I like the way you articulated that in Somali as well. Well, I appreciate that. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Yeah. You know, one of the SS speakers, he threw a little comment in there. He said, if that's true, free the my man, free the Aldon. That's what he's screaming out. That's what the brother's saying again. It's the chats. You already know. People are gonna try to get at me, but
خليو كاسو كدعسين هاي فري عودو لغما هلين دي فري عودو فري كويا ودنكيس دحيس فري كويا هاي بريدو اسك سو بخيا marka free عودو adu ma controlshid he live under the government Somaliland ka dhashay isagana waxa weey wixii isagu moogtay kiiskiisina wata maxkamadii wali may dhamaan wala keenaya dhowr jeer baa la keenay marka iyagu they need to focus their problem African ba ayaa gumaysta You know, we all know Western and colonized the African countries. But today we know, first time ever happened in the world. What happened in African, Leila, come on. We don't want a Somalia, Galimeno, why 1991 key, Black Hawk Land, Asher Win Bakadai, Marine, he doesn't want to go. European, they say we don't want to go. We don't want to lose any soldiers. Markawaha, slavery. Wahawi slavery, Somalia, African to African. $2,000 Palestinian dollar how did adduun ka dhacday marka macnihi anagu anaga at least maamulna amisana nooma iman karto Ethiopiana they can't take over Yemenna nooma iman karto marka anagu we show the world how powerful we are we put ourselves in the world map
hey
Chinese kiwan kuni listen you can open your embassy here and then he said wuxuu yiri Taiwan meesha ka saara nothing to do with Taiwan. Taiwan, if you powerful, why don't you Taiwan? What the next door? Can you control? Do it in the back home, not here. bring your embassy. A Taiwan embassy was the embassy otherwise get lost.
Yeah.
That's how powerful we are. Ethiopia now are over 200 million. I think Somaliland were weak. But they take over. They know Somaliland in Somalia.
I'm gonna have to pause you there, my brother, because Ethiopia do have control of us. Yeah.
No. Maybe politically, brother. Maybe politically to everywhere, but not in Somalia. Say Somalia control.
Well, like, okay, look. Anaka حوق من ugu maysato waxaan ugu maysataa inaka baahina haysa
inagu ayaa adu imika ma waxa tahay you representing Somaliland or you representing
of course I'm Somaliland come on I'm Somaliland so what I'm saying to you is I'm Somaliland markaad hargeysa tago ama burco tago ama laasanood macal tago actually laasanood dad iyaga tamaandada samaysto fariide tamaandada hargeysa suuqeega taalo waa Ethiopia
لكن تاسي واحد وي تاسي واي نجاس كوعن
طيورات طيورات هرجيس عقال international airport في استوى إثيوبيا مركب بوحديش أي سيدات $100 قاعدة يا طيورات أصلا اللي بوحديش سوماليلاند ورور بس هرني حسابته هرموس مسوار تمانا ذا عني سيد everything in your house ولا الجور جاك خضرات بدن كي وإثيوبيا كبد درن شهادكي ما فهمت marka haduu dhaqaalaheeni oo dhaliyo ku baxay walaalo maalinta doonaan TV ga way naga jaran walaalo ma fahmt so marka let's be realistic yemi inaku alxamdulillah in ku noolnahay arinta Soomaaliya ka dhacaysa ka xun waa run laakiin say runta la isku sheego inaka baan la guumaysta almost Ethiopia ma hala 200 milyan waa almost 100 milyan walaalo 100 milyan sada
اوكي 100 مليون كاغاس بون ku raacay laakiin waxaan ka hadlayaa inagu waxa weey inagaas ku wacan macni tamaandada marka qofka tamaandada beeraya lagu caayo waa qodaal ku wax beeraya leeyahay waa qodaal inta yare beeraysa la say 1% ba beera Somaliland wax kiiba la caayo leeyahay waa qodaal xubin kala garanayo inagu intaynu ignorant nahay keenin jaamacadda ka soo baxay oo ku leeyahay I'm waiting next 30 years inaan ku shaqeeyo architect ومقاحي كغشك هنا waxaan sameeyay master baan khatmay de waxa weey waa shicibka waa generation ka let's say up to 40 years old kuwa kale waa wixii ka weyn 60 waa retire who's the fault waa our generation waa inay jaamacadda ka soo baxaan yiraahaan dawladda noo iibo waxaan ku qodayno marka group samaystaan laakiin inaga you can't compare gareyn kartid dad UN to dirtay Somalia oo la control gareeyo politically and physically and mentally inaga waxa weey inaga aan diplomacy sameeyeen
hyper walaalo mida ka archido walaalayaa hyper inflation macnaheedu ma garanaysaa hyper inflation sixbar ma la Soomaaliya
sixbar Soomaaliya ma ku sheego
Somali sorry
في انجليزي بود على تشمبرز با لا يابا ما انت حسلي بيج برو محمد دادعي بود بابا
اي هو حسلي دقار فيش تشيبس باش كجرو هي
ورا تدوني شنو فلان صاحب تدوني يا صاحب برك ودنكينا كدعا يا waxa maamulo walaalo
waxa inaga isku wacan shicibiyada dawladda
no there's another factor kala jirta lowdo walaalo ma fahamti Ethiopia
hota walaalkeen ba nin madax nin kansare وياسكي وينا بس ما سقي با horta
wari waraniyo wasagi weey
big boss
wari waran maxay taaniyo
inaad falaqan ku jirnay marka arin baan fahminay maanta waxa maanta debate culus House of Parliament ka dhacay waxaan doonaa reeygaada wisdom kaada khibradaada in walaalo oo lagu baahnaa oo lagu tabcaynaada in lagu saadartimo
oo maniki apps baa ku jira
waxa ku jira big pro Big bro, you know
one love ma, one love.
Big man waxa ku jira razor blade, you know, cutting edge. Magaciisa ogaaskeenii
cutting edge, big up cutting edge ma, sogal niyo. War baasha iskaafiya, shargareeya.
Mike ambladin nimka.
war ma gambalaadin ma shargareeya, way qarxaysaa, way qarxaysaa shargareeya way si.
wallahi madaxda
brother Jamil.
aad ruuq salaamay, war mumjaahidkii ba.
هيا ورا مشاهد وادي نكي دراي نكي دو soo noqonde
الله هياي warcaaw saaxiibkii baa ku jira Allah waxba isku muuqda caawe
wadiki على tani والله اللي ما حطاي والله وعشري ولا فيديو قول داودا ka hor
come on the whole world daawada
inaad uu fadhi waay mogti
هاي من xigmada
والله Jamil
si fiican u dirtay
inaad uu fadhi waay markaas iska tag baan ku niri uu soo istaagay marka waynu hawada la qaday ma wax kala jira
والله adaba lagu darsadaniyo cishooyinka ma xalaa ninkii saaxiibka ahaa
war meelo kale jafaya yaamahane imika seetiin deemika Somaliland way
guuleysatay latest anu imika waan soo yar galay fiidiyoyadii baa soo galay platformke
aad
Soma daawankii muxuu ahaa Mr Mawdin inaan yar garaacay
aad
داودي اوغا ما ودغيد با كي هوري ku kalaan ku daray moogta
warta markay
inta ka dhigan walka Khalid speaker waxa weey Khalid baa de moogtahay platformka noo salaxayo wuxuu yiri one topic way kaada marka adigu ka dhiibo raygaaga u barakee
ana Jamil weydiina midasug abadan
waxa weeye Somaliland oo maxay haday guusheedii soo ifayso way noo muuqataa de way soo muuqataa
ilaahay noo soo inshallah.
And the debate today was actually very productive debate and even on the stage
calling an echo chamber. The haters are calling an echo chamber. How has there ever been an echo chamber in the British Parliament and for that act not to pass? So inshallah khairin it wallahi soo socotaa
way soo socotaa cause listen you know parliament came ka hadlaya waa kugu da'da weyn marka dunida dhan la eego maanta markii la hadlayay wad aragtay inta jeer Somaliland lagu soo celceliyay dadka meesha joogay oo dhan they know the history of Somaliland. They've been studying last night. Those that haven't actually taariikhda aan garanayn si fiican u garanayn way soo wada qaybeen
Jamil Ralio aan qaarjiin you see those MPs you see those MPs bro I would say at least a good 80% of them knew what they were talking about
and of course they know because they've been to the country they've been there Hargeysa again they've been there Chikshireer bay ka soo quraacdeen waxay masalahay tageen Hargeysa ku soo raaxaysteen so they know what they're talking about way garanayaan waxanay ka hadlayaan way og yihiin they know it way soo mareen wadankina way tageen so imika maanta stage-kii ayaynu saarannahay waa dhagxii ugu horreeyay ayaynu dhignay oo laga doodo Somaliland ictiraafkeeda waxa ku xiga waxa weeye gaaladu markay wax sameynayso waxay sameeyaan public opinionska ayay dadka ka soo wada qaadaan dadku waxay u malaynayaan ama ay ka filayaan maalin qura waxba kuma sameeyaan so imika inta marka la soo wada qaado debate-kan iyo waxaan uu socdo wadagii ugu horeeyay ayaa maanta la dhigay halkaas way ka sii soconaysaa imika Muuse Biixi wuxuu socdaa ilaa iyo White House-ka aynu galeynaa oo aynu waliba ka shaahaynaa wali farmaajo White House-ka mu tagin wuxuu joogaa Flower Digley ayuu wali ku xirxiran yahay oo afar xaafadood oo Muqdisho ama soo dhaaf
halkaa kugu daray brother Jamil
yes
farmaajo tibiri hore leeyay passport iska soo celiyay uma qalantide
maba tegi karaba Flower Digley ayay ku xirxiran tahay siyaasadooda wali White House kuma tegi karo imika Muuse Biixi Ethiopia jooga wuxuu la shiray danjiraha u fadhiya Masar US ayuu la joogaa uu la shaaheynaya bil kadibna wuxuu tagayaa America u socdaa White House-kana waynu galeynaa White House-ka hadaynu galana de waa khalaas baashu way dhamaatay way soo xidhay siyaasadda geeska Afrika oo dhan way isbedeshay Somaliland recognition-keeda way helaysaa ninkii diidayo diid ninka ka doodaya eele 30 sannadood aynu iska laalaadno oo aynu wada gubanno aynu wada qarxno dee wada qarxi mayno keligaa baad qarxaysaa anigu nina la qarxi maayo horse ma fahmin marka waxa weeye way dhaqaaqday baashu maanta waxa weeye samadaasay maraysaa nin waliba waa inuu halkiisa maxay ahayd Somaliland maanta ka difaaco oo dalkeena aynu wanaagiisa ka hadallo gaaladii iyadii bayna doonaysaa inay noo timaadaba anigu ma yeedhanba debate-kan anigu ma dalbanba iyaga noo yeedhay iyagana dalbaday meel kalena debate baa ka soo socda caalamka oo dhan maxay oo doonaya inay ka doodaan Somaliland ictiraafkeeda marka maanta way dhaqaaqday samadaasay maraysaa waxaanu leenahay waa guul iyo gobonimo inoo soo hoyatay weeye waa dhagixii ugu horreeyay baynu maanta dhignay halkaan waynu ka sii riixaynaa dee wax kale meesha yaalla inta meesha ku jirtay Soomaaliya taageertaana wixii Soomaaliya loo oran jiray iska haystaniyo anagu waanu ka tagnay 30 sano ka hor
Jamilo aan qaar jiro walaalayaa waxaan ku weydiinayay disputed territory-ga Somaliland ya ilaa leedahay Puntland ya intee leega harsan ilaa ay ku wada darsanto Somaliland
wax dispute territory la yiraahdo oo meesha ka jira ma jiro waa been weeye waxa you know those maxay colonial borders oo maxay ilaa waqtigii gumaystiga yaalay anagu kaasan ku xisaabtamaynaa colonial borders ayaa Africa oo dhan ku shaqeysaa haday Ethiopia noqoto haday Kenya noqoto haday noqoto Nigeria haday noqoto wadan kasta kaas u aaminsan yahay
let me just interject because look yeah imaka magaaladii maxay tuuladii maalintii dhaweyd aan kaarkana meesha bii ka kacda بوهم ما هاد واحد ساعة بوهم لما هنا أمريكا لهاد مقالة كلها you shared it on Facebook and the Somali military had gone in there and so to speak the locals had accepted Somaliland ما فهمت
واحد شيء ماشي دقال كود عايز سحميقات
where was that
يو ماشاس نيو I don't know I think واحد سحميقات بنو مالينيا لما بيلود مالكا اسكو دلي but anyway أنا قلت هاسي نما خصيصو إنك واحد نخصيصيا colonial maxay borderski uu ka tagay maxay gaaladu ay ka tagtay that is waxa la khuseeya Africa iyo adduunka oo dhan taasa kala saara so maxay dispute borders iyo waxaasi meesha kama socdaan Somaliland xuduudeeda oo dhan waa la yaqaanaa inta ay tahayna waa la yaqaanaa cid kastaana way ogtahay marka ictiraafkeeni maanta way inoo gaadhay maanta oo kalena madaxana furan baynu qaadaynaa maanta oo kalena madaxana furan heestimaday oo Khaalido inuu tuurtay maxaan qabanaysaa ma ii sheegi nuu saaxdaniyo
linka saadira any link any waxa la ciyaarsiino ii saadira walaalayaa
oraya ninka Jamiluda meeshii idaacadii uu si fiican buu ayuu uga dhigay uu ka saarka uu ka tumay
ma waalan tahay ninkan waa khabiir waa macallimkani waa ugaaskeeni
Soomaaliga sidoo daw u kala dhigay wadiga arkay Khaalidow ana isaga ka bartaado moot
warheeda war waxba ay faaninine heeda iga daayo ninkani waxa weeye adaa khabiirkii weynaaya cutting edge oo magaciisa soo bedeshay afka soo duubtay caawa iga daa ciyaar sarar xamarka ma kula hadlaa abo washidan tahay no se waadi
ugu sharax Somaliland ugu sharax inta maymayga
war adaniyo kulli af Soomaaliga way fahmayaan dee la eg anigu luqadii rasmiga ahayd baan ku hadlayaa moogti
waa runta iglan baa adu iglan oo kale dee ninka waxay nahay iglan oo kale nahay Somaliland waa iglan oo kale waa Ingiriiska hadaad iglan ku barato Irish waad fahmaysaa Welsh waad fahmaysaa way ku fahmayaan laakiin waxa taagan nimankani nimanka Afrikaankii baa dookhiniyo Afrikaankii baa yaabo yidhi malaha dadkani Afrikaanba maaha
dadke
dee qoladeena walaalada Soomaaliya dagaalkooda 30 sano baan sii dhamaanayn
sheekadani look at the end of the day sheekadani waa I think dadkii oo dhan baa daalay I think adduunkii oo dhanna baa yaaban imika I think Soomaalida oo dhan baa yaabtay as well imika sheekadani I don't think it could go on AB and Big Bro what do you guys think sheekadani bring up my brother
sheekada Soomaaliya
sheekadan 30 sano oo riwaayada lagu jiro I think ummadii oo dhan baa yaabtay bravo bay
intaynu nool nahay oo intana la kala dhiman oo dhiig kala sii daadan ya assalaamu alaykum soo staaga ya istusa amana diida amana doona ya Somaliland way socotay meel like level kale taagantay wallahi yeah soddon sano dama qaadanayeen in Soomaaliya soo gaadho Somaliland fahamtay so in la isku darsado aqli gal maaha aqli la imaada meesha
may wax la isku darsanaya ma jirto eeg wuxuu yiri ninba wuxuu yiri wadadii shalay toole gocondadu ka soo mudday iyo halkii qodaxdu ka soo mudday dib laguma noqdo waa ku nacasnimo shalay halkii qodaxdu ka mudday maanta inaad ku noqoto nimanka dib bayna kala gaari wixiina kala gaari wayna kala gaareen wax dib loogu noqonaya abadan waa habeenkii xalay ahaayo tagay oo aan soo noqonayn taas option kaas horta meesha ma yaalaba wax Soomaaliya la yiraahdaana ma jirto Somaliland iyo Soomaaliya ayaa jirta waa laba dal
ma jirto Jimilo raalaan ka jeeray laba dal kaliya ma aha wallahi runta ma isku sheegnaanay look ya waa Soomaaliya
anigu laba dal baan u aqaana anigu laba dal baan u aqaana
anigu midaan ugu daraya anigu waayo daa waa ku dari kartaa Puntland oo ana sheeganay Somaliland territory-geega waan aqoonsanahay ya
anigu Puntland waxaan u aqoonsanahay inay ka mid tahay Soomaaliya waxba yaan lagu kala jarjarin apps oo la odhanin Galmudug Puntland Jubaland they are all part of Somalia waxa soo dhan Soomaaliya la isku yiraahdaa inaguna Somaliland baynu nahay ama iyagu boqol dawladood ha kala qaybsamaan ama ilaahay konton dawladood ba ha noqdaan haday doonaan oo magaalo kasta dawlad ka dhigaan iyaga khusaysa waxa yihiin inagu dawlad baynu gaara
I can't agree with you on that one. I'm sorry, wallahi, because look, you have to look at the same time. I go concept the day say, yeah. I go concept the day say, but
okay. Anu wana qoonsanahay laakiin waxaan qoonsanahay koonfurta Soomaaliya wixii la oran jiray baan qoonsanahay so anigu the Puntland iyo 9 iyo 20 dawladood ee loo kala qaybiyay ma qoonsanay koonfurta Soomaaliya hadaan igu tiraahdo imka haday igu tiraahdo koonfurta Soomaaliya ma aqoonsantay koonfurta Soomaaliya way jirtaa de waa waxa weeye wana qoonsanahay laakiin haday igu tiraahdo Puntland Jubaland Galmudug balaa xibin iyo xeeb balaayo 29 dawladood bay samaysteen de
29 ba
oo 29 way marka abti anigu 29 dawladood de ma ictiraafi karayo UNT ma yihiin anigu
alalaha UNT ma yihiin wallahi you said it my brother
anigu UNT ma yihiin anigu wax Soomaali anigu koonfurta Soomaaliya iyo Somaliland labadaas ay iga dhantay
جميل استفيع بعض النكتي ويا بولان تناك وحلا قرب وضع وطن دولة ها مركينا الصومالي ودولة ما يحين بين هذا شو نسكو شيء 26 of June 1960 أيام إنجليزي كونري agreement كان نلا صحتي إذا كان نوبرتو وحبرشنا نقعوسه ويكون دماتي go home وان اوفينيا ورقد بيدو ku qoraya warqadii waxaan u mashqeynaa ku niri warqad ma shaqeyso way duushaa dabayshay raacdaa marka anagu waxaan leenahay geelan ku soo saanta ku saxeex way maalintaas u quustay yiri nimanka dadkani Afrikaanba maaha marka waxa la oran jiray iyagoo waxa 1960 26 of June ka bacdi bay dadkeeni we feel sorry for them Talyaanigii iyaga occupation colonize inaga laynaba colonize gareyn inagu waxaan ahay Somaliland protectorate maxmiyadii Ingiriiska macnihii maxmiyadii Ingiriiska loo xiriirka la yeelatay ahaan tiri kaalayo ciidamada noo tababareen nagu dalbanay iyagana khasaba loogu qabsaday ilaa inagu haddeenan tagi lahayn iyagoo chainkii u diyaarsan yahay oo Jamaica lagu wado هذا chainki
in I've heard that June 26 1960 listen to this June 26 1960 dal ma aha anigu qaran ma aha
yes
qaran Soomaali ahayn
waa kuwi few country la
35 countries ayaa recognize gareeyay on those 6 states and sugayay koonfurta 36 ayaa maxay recognition siiyay yeah maalintaas qaran baan ahaa san maalintii qaran oo ahaa ayaan dib ula soo noqday waxaygi maanta katan eecho qof kasto aqli leh oo maan iyo garaad iyo maskax leh uu og yahay koonfurta Soomaaliya maanta waxba kuma darsan karno meel wax lagu darsada ma sakaara biyo ma cabtaa iyo ma cabto ay maanta isku haystaa doorasho ma geli karaan fila Soomaaliya ma soo dhaafi kara farmaajo diltirka daahsoon ma tagi karayo iyagii baa kala daadsan way ololayaan nin dhaawaca weey wuxuu u baahan yahay inuu isu soo dhayo oo isu soo baxnaaniyo oo dhowr bilood dhakhtarka uu ku jiro marka uu barto sidii loo soconayay marka uu barto sidii dibadda loogu baxayay marka uu barto sidii maxay ahayd loo hadlayay uu barto damage weyn baa soo gaaray war ma fahanti marka waxay u baahan yihiin inay ka soo kabtaan wixii ku dhacay anigu already wadankayga waan u tashaday wuu socdaa siyaasadda arrimaha dibaddu maanta meel sare ii maraysaa marka uma baahni wish iyo nashnashtoona iyo wax iga dhex gala
absolutely
marka in Soomaaliya iyo Somaliland sa hadaynu wada hadlayno ninka Soomaaliya u doodaya halkana soo galo caawa wan ceebeynaya way maqlayaan oo dhigeysanaya let them come in ninka doodi kara ninka gurigiisa ololayo ee aniga ila doodi kare dhaawaca ee aan weli maxay ahayd soo baxnaanin ee doonayo inuu aniga igu dhago oo wada qaraxno halkan soo galo day ka dood naagina tu dhashay hadaa doodayso hadii kale iska aamusa
qoraalka iyo waxaas bay yaqaadaan af Soomaali ma garanayaan
qoraal iyo waxaas af Soomaaliga ma iga yaqaana abo anigu naag aan shukaansanaya ma tiid halkan soo gal shaarbahan dhulka kuugu xidhaya wallaahi oo billahi hooyada waa gobolamaysa been ku sheegi maayo
waleedo dhinac u janjeeda BBC xun ayay nagu waaleen
sheekayno walaaliyo
farmaajo lacagta u diro BBC دي بقى وقتك BBC دي waxa la wixii dadkii Somaliland ka shaqeynayay waa uga bixin
ana BBC furtay you need to follow my Facebook account
ha ma sha Allah
xagaasay ka shidantay you need to watch my Facebook live streams wana xagaa soo gashin BBC dii xagaasay ka shidan tahay imika I want to share this maxay I want to share actually behind the link so asxaabtaydi xagaasay ka soo wada galaysaa halkaas Somaliland arrimeeda kaga hadlaa Somaliland way tagtay uma baahna inta taabta oo carqaladeeyo maanta oo kalena madaxaana furan annaga hadaanu nahay marka hadda waxa leeyahay walaalaha iyaga koonfurta jooga waxa leeyahay de xaasid ha noqonin anigu hadaan wax noqday adu ay xaasidin bari laga yaabaa in adiga ku caawiyoon dawladnimada iyo systemka iyo nidaamka iyo kala dambeynta iyo xisbiyada iyo waxaan anigu haysto inaan adigana ku dhiso laakiin hadii xaasido de maxay ahaydee ficil baa bilaabmaya meeshii imanaya marka waxaan oran lahaa reer Somaliland oo inta meesha ku jirtay dhigeysanaysa yaan la idinka dhaadhicinin wax Soomaali weyn iyo shanta Soomaaliyeed baynunay walaalaynunay maxay walaaltinimadu u shaqeyn weyday maalintii maxay ahaydey aniga dagaalku iyo halganku igu socday marka waxa yaa la idinku beer la xabsanayno isadkeeya Somaliland
Jamila qaartiina wala daawa caawa mid loogu daray the former defense secretary of the United Kingdom, and the former education secretary, Gavin Williamson. دولة British aid كي وطلب بس Somaliland حاجة vaccination قصة بيكو هاي شرعيان إن دولة الصومالية قاعد تضمنس ما فهمت مركز Somaliland سو قاعدي وقت يرونا كار سنة إنترنت إكسباير جروبين بعضهم ما فهمت marka ku sheekeen dagaalkii barigii wixii waxaas ilaa maanta la wada una qabad
dagaalku mu dhamaanin dagaalka halganka Somaliland ugu jirno iyo inaan recognition keeno helo mu dhamaanin wax maanta dhamaaday maaha weligiina mu dhamaan dagaalku uu socdaa halganku uu socdaa meel kasta uu ka socdaa marka waxaynu u baahanahay nin kasta oo ina meeshaada ka qayb qaadato anigu kayga waan ku jiraaba كما دغبا انو marka ta suugan saaranay
walaal jamil assalamu alaykum wiil xoog
wa alaykum assalam
walaal soo dhawo on ku salaamnay
walaal xaaladiina korma
waa bariga
wanigaas maray Somaliland baa noo dhuumanay
alla waa dhaladkii waa Saad Muusuli ba
ya mo
ما يكون
والله مدحنا فرن او كل مدحنا فرن
ما انت كل مدحنا فرن با
انا maybe walaal kan khadka yara ku xum bal jibril walaal ku sii wad inta soo noqonayo
ninkaas iska soo noqonaya ninkaas soo noqonaya markaas لعيالكو comment bay soo qorayaan waxa weeye fish and chips weeye they probably they won't understand af Soomaaliga ku hadlayo ma fahmayaan waxa u baahan yihiin translator get your moms or your grandma to translate for you man
It's the only way they're gonna learn, man. Bear, you get me? So I'm could see what no, but at the end of the day, real hug, hello. Is he there? I think Mike got يرحم.
aduu su'aal baa ku weydiinaya Khaalidow.
أنا could see what.
Aduu said u aragtaa. Tell me, what do you think about this debate?
This debate, wallahi, it's what we as proud Wadanis, wallahi, yal. Or Besha, you know, Besha, I was gonna say something, Besha, Res Somaliland. Basha and Baladio. Yeah. Besha, Anugu Res Somaliland. I think it's the questions that need to be asked. It needs to be asked everywhere. It's about time. That's getting yes, well, we'll hug much of that.
You know, studied yesterday, me.
Hello.
Hello.
Mana maqlaysaa? Hello.
maxaad tiraahdaa asxaabtiina ka warama xaaladiina
xaaladdu wallaahi waa xaaladdu way fiican tahay inaad adigu ii waran
والله الحمد لله رب العالمين حاجات بارك وشفتان
الضمر قابل كوتشي
الذي يا عين هايونو ديق عين وقد روح
هاي واحد ما تذكر تسدين تاعي
الضمر قابل كوتشي بسده مي والي
ديق عين وقد روح عم شوي ولا قال الله هو walaalkay oo hadal ka soo qaldamay iyo rama maxaa aysan xaaladiina ka sheekaya
wallahi waan fiicanahay
wad maqli soo dhig Somaliland baan ku hadlaynaa dawlad doodina
walaalo wallahi in xaqina halkay wax marayaan
adigu Somaliland baa tahay adigu maxaa tahay bal aanoo dhuumanaysa
anigu dhaladkii baalay
والله
هويجي فكير كيسا كسر كذا ساعة
أجد ولا باهي
أراي يمكن حقول شو غايبك كلها هرجيت كسر كذا
هرجيس عادي ينيو هرجيس ما لا
ما شاء الله
هرجيس شوكتها
ما شاء الله عاصمة دينو جوجا
لا والله طلياني ما جوجا صاحب طلياني
هو إيطاليانو
واراني يمكن سوق الله ودنكي أنا كسر يعني ما ده يمكن برواق وش كبدل ما ليه
وريها إيطاليانو هو تقول الله ده أنا إنجليزي كتير ما أقول أنا إيطاليانو الله ربيني
وريح حق ما شفت هنا ولا ولا شيء
الله ربي أنا ما يدي
يا
والله
ترى لا جد الورق جيسين لكن قدر بدوني
سنة أنا لا يابني ما كم يدو كم بعيد بعض هيدينه إلا المش ولا جود قبضوره
وراني اللي ما حتى نيو سال هذا
ورهايم هالكي واحد مريان من اللي يقول فتى
وقولي اللي بيحبنا تسرع عليه
البرلمان كجيسي سومالي لاند وحلا وحن كل هاللي يودني أنا وهاو شيء
سومالي إنه halkan baynu xaqeena ka gudaynaa waynu hadlaynaa niyo inta noolnay
waxayna afan goosanaa
ragga tabanade
hay warka cadee maxaa wad dhageysanaysa maxay kula tahay
wallahi dee horta sida la sheegay waa si wanaagsan magaraysa
hay
dee Soomaaliya horta way dalowsaniyo Soomaaliya cadaawad baan u qabaayo aniga uga cunayba magaraysa
yaaba walaalo wiil xaq caadi naga ilaali walaalo inaad
waar waxa leenahay waa guulaysato hawada gaadho Somaliland la
aye
walaal guuliyo gobonimo dee akhbaarta naga daba geeyo meesha wax marayaan horta bal nagaarsiya imikun baanu khadka soo galno mise idinku
waxay maraysaa meel fiican bay maraysaa waxa baarlamaankii Somaliland Ingiriiska ayaa si fiican looga doodayaa oo maraykankii baa soo hindhisay ma ogtahay markaa hindhisadii baa ingiriis soo gaadhay
markaasuu ingiriiskana qufacay
ingiriiskana uu qufaco quficii bay kala saaraya inuu yahay faraskii inuu quficii yahay
marka mid Somaliland haya baa leeyahay mid Somaliland leeyahay baa haya walaga cuudinaya markaa
walaga cuudinaya markaa isku take 10 days تمام عشان قامنسا كودي
بونيو سمير صلول والله وصار وين كسرنا
صح لكن nimankii wala weyn baa ayaa ingiriiskii waxa ku wada dhacay warwar
wala weyn soo dawqsan taawe wallahi bilaa caawa dawqsay caawa ma hadiya karaam
kuwi maraykanku iyagu waxa la yiri wadooyinkii maalinba
نيو صدم بين سمرين ولا عليه صدم حتى هادين كنتم سنود دنبا سوتشي تنتو والله أنا ما أنت هيركي سومالان مرسل سو قاعديني
الحمد لله
الحمد لله دتك هاد ولا لا قربايس هاي ستة الشضي وإحنا قنا أيضا نيو
صح
والله عاو كلا فرحتي لما سو كوبي كرو يا دون فرح سنين صوبته واحد يصد سنه وسمريني والحمد لله دي ممكن دبي لهي نقول فنايا با
والله ما كساعه انتو اغتي توبينا انغا هوس سمانيسا
وين كهلنا والله
ارك ما تكون هل مناركاس ما توبينا بينا كود هلين
inaga future-keena hoos imanaysaa waa isla weeg tahay maraykankii baa la hadlo yidhi waxa uma tiidin
هذا الكم ولا الأقويدية من مقاحية شوكتانيو
والله نيو سومالي هو قرن صاحب سومالي ذن كره
وريها وكاد عايز نقول على واحد قويديني من مقاحية شوكتا
نيو
مهرد مياه
والله كرتان كقرلا والله
أروك هذه أنت ملوك
قال من مرفش ما شوكتا مرفش
ما تشوقي والله مرفش ما تشوقي نيكاس أوجي رير كسبوا أنا كرتين كقولوا دوني أبغى بيجوا دبا الله أكبر يا نيكا عسكر نيوها حالي صفر صار هذا الرجل نيو رجعت كرتك كقولوا يسوي شيء ويدا يمسك عنانو حقي هاي
ولا خيو ولا لضي
ورده waxaan weydiin heerde waxa ay markaa dalka ku socda ma la socotaa
ya walaalkay
waxa dalka ka socda
aniga ninka la ilaa Jamiil iyo aniga wax la ilaa maxaa barta channelkayga
way silowday
cutting edge baa la ilaa I don't know inaad fahmiyeen kale Gowde.
Si wanaagsan baa ku maqlaya walaaladii.
Walaaladu waxaanu wadanka iyaga naga soo qaxiyay anaga ninka la yiraahdo Jamiil halka ku qoran.
Waarka.
Hargeysa anagu ciyaalan ka soo qaxnayo iska fadhido caruuro wanaga dul 1988 kibe naga dul rideen saddexdii habeenimo.
صح سيدي أركض الرجوع وين بيتنا أنا قد عرفتني ما نقول كرنا والله يوتي يمكن لا تنكم مدح لك الله أنا كفت مكرنا
ما وليد وادنا لك تيجي نحبنا بدعتينه
ما ده ستة النادي كسوق علينا نقول واحد لله لبدي كي واحد لله نقول يا والله دي وين ودين دايرنا محاتري
ورلبدي كنا أكبر ورلبدي كنا ناقص ورلبدي كنا ناقص سايلايستي والله هاي دقيقة أيوة قاضي والله هاي دقيقة
ده سوني دي قريبة إلى الوين جي سومالاتين أضياشي
يا
عقاشي ما دي قريبة ولا
عبد قاضي حرتي سي صباح والله حرتي وي وحرتي خلاوين تكتبلي
صح أنا هلكا حمرتها شكر بديها يوم قرصة horta dee sheekun baan ku maqlo inuu dee uga yahaa afartii hore iyo ilkii hore xamar wax li wax horta isaq sheegto uu ku soo dhaweyn jiray san lay sheegay magaraysa
aad iyo aad
odayga cabdidheere la odhan jiro allah raxmaan raxiim odaygii aabahay dhalay buu haayo hudheelo waaweyn iyo beero waaweyn buu xamartaa ku lahaa
aad iyo aad
hadduu ilaahay badankiisa leeyahay dee waa berigii waa kii dagaalkiisu kay dhacay dee
aad iyo
odaygii horta way badbiyeen niyo
aad iyo aad
reerkii midba meel baa laga turay adigu markii dambe dee laan waddankan aynu dee samaysanaynu xiniyaad dee xiniya burrada ka noqonay dee calankiisu ha taagnaa daabidintayne halkaasay ugu dambayntii timi dee wallahi yow dadkaas ma wanaagsananiyo waa dee waa qudax dee qudax inagu taagneed baa heda ilaahay aynaga fudshiyo ilaahay weyne raxmaanka dee familiyadeenni reeraheenni inay farxad ku noolaadaan bay doonaynaa soo maaha
aad iyo aad middaas saarayna
yes walaal taasaan u rijanayna taasaan u ducaynayna adeer
haa ma karayna markaa mar baynu calanka la yaacnay laakiin dib baynu dhacayn
calanka
iminkana dee calankaa tawxiidka way naga haynaa ilaahay bayna ilaashanayaba intuu tawxiidka isku xariiqan yahay calankeenna bilaada waxba ugama bahnin ba
aad iyo aad
maasha allah balde
odayga muu sanada bakoradu inoo hayay odayga kaa dubaashta inoo horeeyay nin reerkoodii halka fadhiyo agaa dooda kaga jireen
ilaa masula muusa soo dhigay ka daama guri ingiriiska sheekada jiray
ha lafta geela badha
muso loo baahay أنا دبيت كمال كلنا نقل يا بيه بس سكان سعودية طبعا أخالي سكان سعودية طبعا
والله يعني وحاس لا قبل نادر لبدا صعدوا بس لا كل ما يستير يقال خمر فهم
أني هذا تنجر إنك ما عدل إلى واعي يعني
عدي جالس في النص سيدات دي
عمر شمال لنا من قلت ترى دي شاوت نلقى قايس هذا وين
أراد
شيء قوي إثيوبيا كله نلقى قايا
خالدو
والله
yes bro one second
عاوة توصل عمر كسر ناس تعيش كود
هذا
waxay noo saarnaatay meheradu inoo shidnaatay doonanay
meheradu inaga inoo shidanta caawa
way aan iska sheekaysana because I think you know is Jimmy topic you one cover garanay way iska sheekaysto I'll do another half an hour for the Mandan okay
dalkoodii allah u dhidbe ya allah u dhowr nagadisa daayaba dankiisaayaha wadaniga dhabka allah u dhowr allah u dhowr allah u dhowr ka yaaca
kal iyo laab
warcaawe ciyaalkii kale way ka yaaceen caawe
meesha wiil hoogu jooga meegaa cid kale soo istaagtaba kabayna lama gashan karee
okay najma cabdi kulaha anfa margeysa dee luuqa noo soo gal waaye dee inamadiini baa joogay mujaahidiintu way joogaan mujaahidiintu waa diyaar weeye
yeah so 1 second
ورد كاتنت مو عري
ما هو شو
ها جميل وان كل صعدة من مغلسة
ورسف عمق ومغلية ليوح
والله يعاون كشدنا اليوم
كامو
ولا واحد يكون بيقني وقت في عمل يكون بيقني برلمان كي صوب بندق وقت
آديات
عوضو كلير وحوي هذو واحد كورنيا كيسوق وحوي وزي كول وسومالي لان يسوقوا عن أكتيس لقى شيكين كرين وحيبة
صح
في عبد الله ودكتي بولان يوحاسي وكوبي إنك برلمان
يا إنك أنا مخصوص سنة
98 كي أنت الله بحسين دوكمنت كي ayaa waxa inaga sawir koobiyo aanu keena aan asalkiisa hay baa laga dhigayaa oo la leeyahay Puntland Somaliland Jubaland war waxa anagu namaqseeyaan waxaasi waxa weeye daaqad haday doonaan ka daataan
ilaahumma yalbaabka ka daataan haday doonaan abtiniyo Puntland iyo waxaasna they are part of Somalia galmudugtan iyo waxa lagu sheegayo iyaga 29 dawladood isku kala samaystay
soo kuli ma joogto marka kuli diyaaradda wada raacay iyagoo kula shan madaxweyne naay markii siiraayay
إلهي وأنا عابين إلهي AP you listening to that yeah إلهي وأنا عابين
والله يدو مركي سيراي ما كان ساعة ميلو
وأنا ما حتى شن من حوالين كل راح ديار
مركو ديفيد كاميرون مركو يستمع كان ساعة وكي سيراي لو عسومي شريف حقا
أديات
هذا ما شنبا صار راعي شنكله marka laagti ma garanaysaa ka dhex shaqaynaysid diyaaradda ay ilaahayna anagu waxaan nahay madaxweynayaal markaasay tiri imsa waddan Afrikada madaxweynewti
haye markaasay raadeen filan wardiigle iyo kismaayo madaxweyne waay caqligaasaa doonaya daba caqligaasaa doonaya inaad wax ku darsataa daba عقلك الدوني إن الوحدة درست هو عقلك نوع عاسى ويموت شخصية النوع عاسى دوني سنة وحدة درست
إبغى شلي بركة حد يجوي هاي باك هونر
هذه
أيام مديرو مش هالسنين بلا ولا حياته بشرو بيقول أنو اللي حياته بشرو به هو نوع هو كويلات تشرب هاي
أيوة ونوع عداد إلى هاي قريه
كير هذا كيرو وعصباي وتكوك عصبا
أيه
أنا سيدو وده بود دقيقة بركض بيري أبو برادا أبو هتادك سؤال بكويتين لها
أيه
Somaliland بنكور ورقمنا Somaliland أبو ميقايسا
أبو Somaliland ميقاينو أفكنا كيا بسالو وهلا ينيو وروح ضعيف سنة ينيو دمر كبا حتى أنا عايمك موقتي waxay ku leeyihiin nimanka reer waqooyiga ay libaaxida iyo quuxaye iyo waxa adag baan doonayna
booy bal ugu celiyay booy adana booyada aan hor wato ma wax kala garanay ma ku yidhaa
waan ka yaabay baan anigu way kaga dhigtay moogti dabka kaga dhacay dabka
ma iyaga aqligooga ee qof horta markuu ugu horeysa haduu wax ka khaldamaan waa inuu garto waa inuu horta fikru yidhaa ona maxay ka khaldamo hoos ku eega moogti
aad iyo aad
cagihiiba wada go'ayo caruurtoodii baa maalin kastaba qarax lagu leenayaa oo
aad iyo aad ama maqlaysaa
yeah can you hear me
waa Captain is gone yeah
I can hear him
memo jooga
waan joognaa
waa new head egg والله تاسواب قصلبا واحد ترشن مدحوينه ayaa diyaarad soo raacay markaasa waliba suud baan ayaa la soo wada gashaday oo markaasa waxa madax waaweyn baa la iska dhigayaa moogti noo aqliga noocaasan ka yaabay anigu hadaba aqliga muqdisho iyo koonfurta ka shaqeeya kaas aqli ma aha wallahi billahi tallah wallahi baanu aqli ahayn maskax iyo garaad toona ma aha
diyaaradii sidee baa yaabtaan ku yiri
Khalid is done with this مجاهدين تووني مركز سوق كان خالد يسكو امساي ميد وارنتي خالد ولا قلو ريغي انقلاب دق وي
انقلاب ما خالد مركز انجليز لا هله انغو ما هدان ما adiga arkayde
يا خالد ما انجلش بان كوغلا هذا لا ولا Do you want us to
No,
change the
والله
topic, mate?
no man.
Khalid,
No,
Khalid, listen
man.
to this. Listen to this, Khalid. Do you really want us to speak in English now? Should we change the topic?
ده جميل
You know, I can fit in everywhere, you know. Listen to this. I can fit in everywhere, you know.
هيا waxaan ka hadlayaa marka qaybta Ingiriiska noqoto Khalid inuu kama daba hadalno chance isaga de wada heesha hawsha
aad
inaguna waxa weeyteena wadankii noo yar ka nimid aynu dad Soomaaliga sii garan inuu nagu ixtiraamaya moogta
aad
marka ixtiraam inuu hayaa bileeyahay ka dhaxkii
It's not even that well up to city a grand salute down. You gotta respect in it, man. So
absolutely.
At the same time, we gotta remember I've been up since 6 in the morning, but since my big bros are here, the moment I went up, I lost my message choker. Message slow حدي كرنا.
inaad ruuxay heetay maadaama rag culus aanu nahay wax culus baan u baahnayn moogti waxay ahayd inaad dad noo sii diyaariso on debate iyo wax la gallo والله way baqdeen ma soo geli karaan caawa ma soo geli karaan wallahi billahi soo geli kari maaya waayo caawa waa tahay waxa way tahay team ayaa socda meesha.
It's not even that. I'll tell you the truth, Lolo. This is really see this debate now, Jamil. I don't keep all done by Arkisa. You know, I always say this to people. I don't go on كلهم like قرن عصب year of information. ما فهمتي. I don't go on by Arkisa. Yeah, I do. Nice. Jamil, إمك وحول ولا أركي هنا. No one is stupid. إمك التليفون خذ كل صوت مجال حالة ماشي مرسين.
Yeah, they know where you are, man.
From last year, February, the Russian was supposed to happen.
I know.
To one guy that I know on YouTube that reached out to me, that makes YouTube videos about Somaliland or Adana, he does Somaliland videos. He done the 2 elections. How did Somaliland Bukala? When in Adana, he talks about unrecognized countries, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's done about 3-4 topics about Somaliland Kilia. You know, they're not fam to Jamil. And we are when you so I don't all done. Is right now I realize what the kind of better elections, you know, than the whole of Nigeria, Africa or done, you know, the power exchange.
Corruption back up MLS.
So at the end of the day, British gonna look trading partners, Salid, Shidal, oil, Dinkordan Kalakanasi, Nabutgelio, and Nidam Khan Elashan, and also at the end of the day, we're all
alhamdulillah.
Like you said, Bahasha was Saif Tinis or Saurasa.
Alhamdulillah, Allah
doing
well.
Internal than Ilahi
WM باعتراف بس يودوا ما سكيمون دون تاب مش هاي رجعت سدي برف كاكو قد لي نادر WM listen to this مش هاي برف قد لي ما سكيمون ما نصورة على سورة
sister WM
تسنايا
على وين قالي أو بقرض أو SS legend ومرح النوصارن
أديت
ولانديرا
مركمين هاللين
نيو هذا كومنت نيو واحد مودين أفكار لو وضحيات مودايو هالك صوبي كومنت كاسوبي كوسو قرية فرها دالي بقول
طبعا جميل
والله channel باهست هذاك ورا
It's not even a channel هايستان I don't think channel هايستان I think these people are just accounts but أنا بريان ساقدي ما فهمتين هذا but now Thursdays Sundays we're firing it up every Tuesday سياسة بلا فلق يعني one by one next week topic يروح معانا نوقبتو أنا بتذكر you know I know how to get I know how to get them out you know the woodwork رقم عبسني the tapper رقم أنا صار one by one بعوّ مالين تاني ورا الريال باش الراه ساق سحاق ولا باش الراه سومالنا ما تو
أديات WM in the building ينفع عوي أنت
ما شاء الله
لكن ما عنده مركز اللي خلبحوه no passport سومالي ما يسوق لي كرتين
هلا ما وين تاني
لكن إمك وين نصور عضو
بس كده كوربا لو ساكي حنتون أنا طير
سوما مدي رملا بين ودرينا كده جيب جيد وده واخد ساعة مركي عرب
وكان بس كده كده صح يا با
كل وش
I feel like
كل وش أنت عد يروح معاه بلادي كل وش أنت
نجم حتى كده جميل has no chill focus والله this is what we do on Somali speakers وصلنا عيارتنا أنا أنت العصب وش هيك ما في قدرت كم لها أبكى كلام سكوبرني باش نبتي ولا تشيل قرية بلش جميل السؤال بالنهاية
صح
سؤال بالنهاية والله لهين I wanted to say سؤال مهم هاي ما بس قاعد يقول it's to do with trafficking, it's to do with I don't know سؤال I hate when you know when you're thinking of something you don't watch shit
مسكحة صور وضقيلة يعني بحال السبع يعني يوم عاو قيلة نقوى عليه
لا استقيل ويل حوق أنا قوالي but no I wanted to speak about I had a good point I wanted to raise up this whole أرنكانا قرنسا كودكش ناشن والله from the south مسكحتنا نقول دجن إما كنت أبدي أقص okay Somalia okay وين هالشيء حربتان على نمامولا على سيدا نقديكا
No, this is not the thing. وحربان unity.
أنوجو إما كده أورن لهين فيلمات هذين اللي إيمان لهين أوكي هرجيسو يو وقوي كان الجت اليوم حاجة نلقى مامون وحما يلي هيدا. That's a question to both my brothers. نمكرر باشا.
Yo, I think I discussed that with you already, man. I've said that earlier. But والله, to be honest, أناكو unity مرضى بدأ عيسى متشرتو. Like wax كستها نقطة. nimankan waynu kala baxnay 3 sanadood ayaa imika aynu joognaa waa gardaro inaynu dib ugu noqonaa waynoona casnimo inaynu mar dambe halkii aynu ka nimid dib ugu noqono like meel aad ka timi iyo film aad soo fiirsatay mar dambe laguma noqdo waa bilaa xiiso waynu soo aragnay waynu soo tijaabinay ma fahamtay marka anigu waxa odhan lahaa way naga go'an tahay maanta ictiraafkeena uu soo dhowyi uma baahnin we don't need them
جميل والله سفي عن بوها هالشيء.
Yeah, because they will tell me, Khalid, tell me, what are we going to benefit from here? Or unity? What? Tell me. Tell me, give me like at least give me at least like 2 or 3 points. Them here then, we're good. What? Absolutely nothing. We're land. Amniga we نكوض الشقين كرنا. لما الدولة أمنيga we كوض الشقين كرنا. That's it. اسكو في اللو أنا أقول اسكو في اللادي ما حد يقول على هذا.
That's true.
Yeah man. أنا مكتاسة لو بهني لو شيء.
أنا مرمى وحلا قاس مرمى ولا ستوصى ولا شيء في عن ستوصى.
Yeah man, we have to be straight with them. We have to be straight with them. ملاش Somali استريا Somali نيمو Somali بنا يدابتي Somali ده وإسر وي سياسة بينو كهارلنا نبو. So Somali نيمو ده وإسر بلكن سياسة مركي كشو أوف كستابة سياسة قارو لي سما.
هذا.
So مركز unity.
ليش ولا سكوك خلا مردي أبتي إمقال. عنده برنامج فانتاوني بانتو يبلاي ساقع كل حقوق يصير لين بانتو ما Somali سقط سنة عنده جميلو.
Yeah. Listen to me. How do you want me to come and join you while you still they practice the 4.5 system?
Thank you.
Where slavery.
They're trying to say you lot do this, you lot do that. I try to say.
وقميسي عادية وانشستس يقميسي عادية كصعدة كونفورتا 4.5 system بيكون دقمان مرقاسي الدونية يعني لي سومالي لاني نوك هاري وما حاجاسو الدونية مين والاني weli caadi weey marka weliga caadiga ayaa la idinka iibinay waxaan la idinku sheekeynay inagu kuma jirno meesha 4.5 system baa laga socdaa waa la isku gumeystaa dumarka daaqadaha laga tuuraa inta la gubo abtin meeshaas wax ciqaab ka socota ilaahay hadijiyo waan u duceynaynaa wax kale oo sameeyay garamaayo
si fiican baad u dhintay jamiil iyo xaway
ma soo geli karaan halkan way dhegeysanayaan they are listening to us right now they can't come on because they know that meesha way ku gubanayaan haday soo galaan
oo even comment kama qori karaan
de comment kama qori karaan faraha wada istaagayday markaan hadlayo waxa weeye hadalkaygu gantaalo ku dhacaya wadnu saa uga dhacaya they know waxaan ka hadlaya waa facts what the truth way inama soo geli karaan they know that
waa xaqiiq way kale moogtahay in nimka ay Mareykankii ay diyaarinayaan demonstration
adiya
isleeyihiin Washington ka dhaxiya
adiya
marka iyagu more ay xasad sameeyaan more ay wadankoogu dhibaatadu sii badato moogtahay
wallahi katineecho waxa la yiri qorax soo baxday sacab laguma qariyo ama board meel ka qaado meelaha ka qayli adigoon ciidaba ku tiraan oo demonstrations iyo protesting iyo waxa doonto samee qoraxda soo baxday qofna ma qarin karayo innagaa maanta dan laynaga leeyahay oo iyagaa noo yeedhay maxay White House-ka waa laynoogu yeedhay shaahayni weli wuu inoo yaallaa kursigiina wuu inoo yaallaa halkaasaynu maxay inagu waxba ma wadano waa laynoo yeedhay ilaahay baa kan wataa ha ilaahay baa bayna wataba kowde min allahi bay ka socotaa teenu marka waxa weeye demonstrations hadday sameeyaan ilaahu 1 milyan oo qof meesha may keenaan iyaga khusaysaa anigu qadiyadayada 5,000 sano soo socda hadday qaadanayso 5,000 years hadday qaadanayso lagama tegayo that's it waynu kala go'nay haydaba soconin sidii naagan furay baad maalin kasta iga laalaadaa ii sii daa baasha waa ku sidee xishooda war xishooda wallahi way ka laalaadaan wallahi aad bay uga laalaadaan war xishooda
waruta waxaan ku yidhi sheeko yaro owdal ka dhacday ma maqasheen Ethiopia doonaysa owdal sheeko sidaas ay yarasaa gaadhay
propagandada iyagu ay fidinayaan
wax iyagu fidinayaan
wan yaab waxaan sii ma owdala qomay sheekadii owdal nagu saa kacday marka
basaylac baad ka hadlaysaa
ha sheekana zaylac
waxaas waa been
iyaga waxaan fidinaya dee sidii berigii dhaweydee berberay lahaayeen waa la qaadanayaa imaaraadkii baa la wareegay
you see that WM agreed with me after I said what I said like she said SL Mohammed Maya watches get the independence
okay ninkan Ali Ahmed
iyagi baa leba Soomaalidii kalaaba ayaaba doonaysa inaan independence keena helno dadkii kalaaba doonayaba cause aqliyan iyo garaadka iyo maskaxdu markuu shaqeynayo qof aan ku rabin oo doonayn inuu unity kula noqdo oo doonayo goonisitaag maxay ku dhawaaqay 30 sano ka hortow horumar far badan sameeyay adigina wali dhaawac tahay bal imika xitaa aynu wada hadal labe war qof bakooraysan oo dhaawac oo kaneeca hayso mid la hadli kartaa imika su'aal baan weydiiyay ninkan hayso qof xanuunsanayo coronavirus hayo ama kaneeca hayso lama hadli kartid dhaawac baa weli ku yaala
jamiil
كون كوبقليا
soo qoray Ali Ahmed kuwaakii markii hore yiri caasimada waxa Soomaaliya waxa laga dhigay la qoray imika wuxuu ku leeyahay we gonna free dulbahanta warsangeliyan Samaroon what tribal mafia
dulbahanta warsangeliya Samaroon they are part of us halkaas ay degan yihiin haday waxa rabaan waxa jeclaan lahaayeen boorama qaraxyeen oo ka dhaco laascaanood qaraxyo ka dhaco ba alxamdulillah way degan yihiin horumar bay sameeyeen boorama magaalada ugu aqoonta badan leh weeye Somaliland oo dhan jaamacada ayaa ka dhisan way kala degan yihiin uma baahna dhulkoodu inuu maxay ahayd dhibaatooyin ka dhacaan an ilaahay ba meesha ku abuuray inay Somaliland kamid yihiin anagana isku deegaan aanu nahay oo aanu wada degannahay marka anaga iska kiin xigne adigu ka warwar qoladii 4.5 ka aad ku dhaqaysay iyo dadkii aad gumaysanaysay ka war ma soo gali kara halkan he can't come on here he knows halkan soo gal hadaa doodayso waxba soo qorqorin adigu qolada ka warwar 4.5 systemka ka warwar adigu iska daa dhulbahantii iyo waxaan meesha iyo Samaroon aanay la joogaanay waliba dhulbahantii Samaroon xilal waaweyn bi Somaliland ka hayaan baarlamaankay fadhiyaan afar wasiir bay ku leeyihiin dhulbahanta Soomaaliya muxuu ku haystaa ii sheeg hal MP ama xildhibaana ii sheeg kuma jiro Samaroon maxay ku haysataa waxba kuma haysato Soomaaliyadan ka hadlayo anigoo aan doonayn ayaa ku dhaamaba aqalka saran fadhiya ra'iisul wasaare ku xigeen baan ka ahay haddana mar rabo waxa soo dhan
marka ma dhameeyeen debate-kii baarlamaanku
aad
way bandhigeen
laga warsugayaa go'aanka
go'aanku waxa weeye de maxay ahaday go'aanku wuxuu noqonayaa in debate kale haddana la galo marka way sii soconaysaa grant way wareegaysaa stagekii imika waynu saaranahay maxay ahaday fanskeennina wuu batay adduunka oo dhan baa laynaga bartay Somaliland suuxii saaka ahaa 29 jeer iyo 100 jeer in ka badan baa lagu celiyay Somaliland mid kasta wuxuu ku leeyahay maxay ahaday doctor maxay ahaday adna aadan waxa kamid tahay dumarka ugu firfircoon Somaliland maxay ahaday intellectualka maxay ahaday wax baratay experience fara badan bay leedahay ilaa maxay ahaday waqtiga Ingiriisku joogay over 60 years ayay la soo shaqaysay dawladii kala soo bedelay Somaliland soo bedelo dhan Martin Siad Barre marka khibrad fara badan bay leedahay and she knows how to deal with them qaabka loola hadla gaalada so yeah abti anagu waanu tagnay debate kana qaar kale ku xiga waxa weeye it's like it's like a fire dabku aayar buu shidmaa dan
soconaya maalin kasto salaasa Khalid siduu yiri gonna carry on BBC dambe iyo Voice of America iyo daaqadii wixii cha ma shaqeynayso
cha baa la yiri the man said
combo number waxaas ma Somali ba waxa letters baa la isticmaalaya combo kukaku
hob 19 kulaha hob 31 ayaa la isku haystaa kursigaas la isku haystaa balaayo new qaabkii systemkii nidaamkii dawladda
what do you think about this question Ali Ahmed posed? All I see is three cousins trying to act like a nation. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, let me answer that question.
Welcome to the platform.
Let me answer that question for him. Let me answer that question for him. Yeah. Let me answer that question for him. And people will see if I'm making really sense here. Yeah. Okay. Saddex kasan suyiri means like waxa way saddex nin oo isaaqa. Yeah. Listen. Samaron siddeed sanadood bay ka taliisay Somaliland. Yes or no, Khalid?
Yes.
Samaron. Yeah. Tahir Yaalak siddeed sanadood.
Mudana Tahir Yaalak kain.
Yes oo anakuna aan u daba fadhinay on dhageysanaynay aan u daynay sax waxay ka madaxweyne ku xigeen bay ka yiin Samaron adigu maxaa siisay koonfurta maxay siisay 4.5 system ayay ku dhaqantaa beelihii dhamaa digid iyo midafle halkay joogaan lama oga beeshii dhamayda jareer weyn maxaad siisaan lama oga nimankii shaanshidii iyo cadcadkii maxaa siisaan lama oga hal xildhibaan xitaa meesha kuma laha 4.5 system ayaa ku dhaqantaan anigu siddeed sanadood bay Samaron maamuleysay Somaliland Salman Ali Korra jooga Cabdirasaaq Khaliif baa jooga Xagle Toosiya jooga Dulbahantiya Samaron baa jooga Saylici baa jooga anigu waan danahay oo dadkaygu way dan yihiin adiga kuwaagi meeye kuwaad gumaysanaysa 4.5 systemka aad ku dhaqayso meeye ma soo geli karo waa naag dhalay uu baqanaya naag dhalay car soo gal waa kaas hadaa laba xiliyood leedahay oo nin aad tahay عرسو قل تاريخ بين قنيسة هذا العاوز كسو قشو ناقي دمركم لا سيكون دونتانو يقو حبي سوق القرآن لكن هذا مسوق لي كرتين مركز كامس هل دلنا كامس سيدان كاغات كهي دود سان كاغات كهي أيه هذا دقالي نقطنا كاغات كهي أن كاغا جوبني ما في عناي
تكلا هذا الصومال كرني ندي إنجليز واللغو ترجمة أيه سوق قل
Yeah, we will get a translator for you, man. We will definitely get a translator for you, Ahmed Ali.
By letter. Why word by word ما فاهم كرتيده. Yeah.
Really word by word ما فاهم كرتيد. هيا.
Letter by letter بلغو شرحية.
روح عن النيو واحد. They know already, man. They know already for this.
ما هو مركورو بنيو أرجعني مركورو ملمو داق تشرينه.
meel ma wada mari karnaba aniga iyo nin abaayo iyo inagu meel ma wada mari karno meel waalanteeniyo nimankaas waa niman daciifa weeye wallahi
ما هو Somaliland way socotay way duushay Afrika waxay ku noqotay mucjiso
عادي يا عالم كله
باور كيف مريس هاي ولا
عادي
isagoo radio ku tiri shiini waxa lagu yiri embassy amalan ka fura mege loss Taiwan baa tagaysay iyo Taiwan meesha ka saariyo waxa Somaliland imika oo super power for Africa way super power waxa weey dimuqraadiga waa made in Somalia lagu sameeyay
eeg wadan ka dhacdo maxay power transition waxa la yiraahdaa oo la isku dhiibayo ama maxay haday oo bla diigna ku daadanayn waxna ka dhicin 30 sano u dambeeyay Nigeria kama dhacdo Egypt kama dhacdo nin qura hortaagan Libya kama dhacdo caalamka halkan imika aynu joogno iyo meelahan ayaan ka dhicinba inta badan wala isku qabsadaa dhibaato ka dhacdo
Soomaaliland mudaharaad baa ka dhacay marka la isku qabsadee halkeen mudaharaad baa ka dhacay
of course marka anigu waxa soo dhan baan sameeyay so markaas muutu biqaydikum inta sanad orala waa cariisantihiin halkan ma soo gali kartaan libaaxiyo waa weyn ayaa halkan ka kaacaya wallahi billahi tallah warso ima maqlaysaan Abowe, Huno, Abayo, Wakutugano, Sao Hado. Unkura Haista, Wahano, Unkura Haista, Wallah. Wallah, Unkura Haista, Kun. Kun Unkura Haista, Khalidu. Khalidu, our Ragwalam, but Meshu Soglis. You had in at least you had in at Mesh Wahnoketo and Dubni.
توي بقتين ناظر محن سمي رقي أجلس حني باكر دعي عاوة.
والله دبكة كدعي والله دبكة كدعي.
دبكي باكر دعي. Because it's not even that man. أجلس رق بدن بنحسن. يا Somaliland بحاصل Parliament كي لقي شيء كيني.
Yeah, of course, we're saying. White House can we go now? White House can. I go suit cake. حنا بتري coffee one corner يا. You know the staff. ماشي تشوجا. موسى بيجي صديقي يا coffee ولا. يا coffee بالو صديقي يا. موسى اسكلا بحنا يا.
Sister Nejman, as Somali speakers, Ali is pissed right now. How بقرني ده والله come on man. Nika is a trigger finger guy.
I tell these miskin in Bur'a and Argay said the truth after 30 years. They at least deserve the truth. Only miskin batan مش وقولي كنت مركا صدق مركا هلقا كسو هذا صدق مركا إلهي بساكو قرتي إلهي بساكو قرتي إن أنا عدكاغا ديبن كرين رغني ما آند لهين دوت آند لهين مركا waxay noqotay in sida dumarka halka ka soo hadasho waa ayaan daro runtii faraana soo xino soo marsa faraa waliba suulkana iska jaq faraana xino soo
marsa waa jabil
daaqada ka tuuraya of course ma soo geli kara de uu ogyahay uu saceebeynaya hadduu soo galo he knows I love in qadaadweynta ceebeeyo I'm put them right on the spot ina shiilo gebigoodaba
imika isagu xilay Somaliland tribeska Soomaaliya ka jira ka dhig
de 4.5 kii soo qaadaya ay gumeysiga ka socdo halkaas
idagii dhaxeedii ku leeyahay waxaan taageersanahay free Oldon waxaan taageersanahay qaybta garxajis waxaan taageersanahay
waxa ka bax dhaxdayadu idima qaado eeg nin naagtii dhexdiisu idima qaado Soomaa waa taas oo kale anaga waxa dhaxdayada ka socda idima qaado
niman loo talinayo oo la gumeysanayo oo waliba ceebtoodii dibadda taalo tiifiyadii laga leeyahay ish la leeyahay oo lagu leeyahay marka la yiraahdo Soomaaliya waa tahay uu leeyahay korboodi ku leeyahay Soomaaliya la leeyahay ish ya
wala way saceebayeen maaragtay sawirka maaragtay inaad ilaahay baan kugu dhaariyay heede eg rag baynu nahay raganimaynu leenahay gobonimo wax la yiraahdo jirta sharaf wax la yiraahdo jirta inaad maaragtay sawirka Roble oo Uhuru Kenyatta macawista u xirayo ma anigo nin reer Sheekh Saxaaq oo Somaliland ayaa nin kale macawis u xira way dhacday Roble u xiray wali ilaahay baan kugu dhaariyay bal ilaahay baa duleeyay markaad ilaahay baa duleeyay kuwan
khalaas bay taagayeen
macawis baa nin kale loo xiraya halkaas maraysaa
duwa kulka waxa weeyaan anaga kule Afrika la wareegtay
Afrika la wareegtay Uhuru Kenyatta macawis baa loo xiraa abo maalintaasi see waay
farmaajo isagana ay lagu baaray ma dartay runtii just google haye lagu baaraya aygi markii lagu baaray baa leeyahay hadaba human baa ku baaraya imka marka hore ay baa ku baarayay
imka human baa ku baaraya
markaas yiri which one what do you think about you Amazon baya ayaa suraalka nigiska macalwa hadii waad bixinaysaa lagu yiri
marka ninkaasa doonayno aniga ila hadlo
runtii nin Amazon baadhay soo kii askariga ku sheegayna kii baadhay uu daba taagay uu leeyahay si fiican u baad
inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raaji'un
alkool laha wareele wadankaygi baa joogtaa listen inaga eeg hadii marka la soo weeraro gebigiisa shaahin ku cabnaa kiin soo weerar moogta
Allah hayahay inaga hadii la soo weeraro dad diyaar baynu nay waxeenina waynu haysanaa abtiniyo eeg marka horeba isku geed ma nihin isku meel kamaynaan dalan isku diig ma nihin you know diig raganimada gobonimada dooda hadalka deeqda isku mid ma nihin meel lama soo wada fadhiisan karno maxaa beel la isugu sheegaya indhaa la isugu soo ridaya anigu markaan meel ka hadlo waa la dareemayaa inaan ahay nin meel ka yimi inaan ahay codkayga ka soo baxaysaa laakiin kani waa baqiij weeye bacaq weeye aboono ma isku mid ma nihin sida eeg isku dowladna ma nihin isku nidaamna ma nihin isku ilbaxnimo ma nihin markaan meel muuda fadhiisan karno
imika mid baa ku oranaya about Somali ma tahay what kind of question is this Ingiriis kuma laha imika Ethiopia hadduu ku maleeyay in Ingiriis ku weydiiyo Soomaa oo ku yiraahdo you Somali or Ethiopian or are you Kenyan play about Somali ma tahay ma dameer baan ahay what kind of question is that
ونموكليو وني لا يا شالو ورعاون كوبا شالينا كون وحوي ون كوبا
شالينا ما انت baarlamankii ayaa Somaliland loo soo bandhigaya habar kastaba kii suuliga ku jiray suuligu ka soo bixi karinaya imka
ilaahay baan ku dhaartay salaadii tukan kari waayeen maanta mid kasta abo afar ragcadood oo degdeg intuu tukado kulay abo see waayno ma ogido Somaliland la ixtiraafoyaano abo baarlamaanka ka hadlayo maanta ma ogido abo kaalayno soo galno wa fiirsana camalno ya afka kaaga daray waliba afka kaaga daray
salaam alaykum
kana kula bowe bala ma jido bowe tired mother WM bowe bala ma jido no
who's this guy Mo
bro I'm new I've been listening to the talk for about 30 minutes and I was just harabina although my save that's all right
go ahead my bro feel free
yeah bro I'm also Somaliland and I wanted to say that what's it called the brother was right wallah there's a lot of their comfort that are not taking this well they're so mad wallah everywhere I check it's just hana
Somaliland رباط هذو
ها والله
لباح وين تاغني وين تاغني
والله ميل كاستم علبي ودي منيان I'm looking at everywhere
telefonada iska dhiga social media iska daaya anaga ma taxawo way noo shidan tahay for the next 24 hours
والله meel kasaan eego muxuu ahaa waxay oranayaan oo Somaliland waxa ku noqonayaan the British slave masters war beenta nagada xanaaq baa ku haya wallahi billah
aad wala xanaaq baaya after ka war maalintii go'do
wallahi farax bana we're all going to be happy inside wallahi
we're all going to be happy
it's going to be a good day wallahi celebration baa dhacaya meesha
yeah but it's going to be a sad day for them you know what I mean
yeah wallahi like we can finally move forward wallahi and then we can finally start building our nation wallahi we can finally start doing things that can progress us forward inshallah we can start doing things that can benefit our country inshallah
yeah definitely this will only set the stage for us to move forward
wallahi. And we can finally start finishing up we can start finishing off the Berbera thing at a faster rate we can start doing we can bring money and bring tourism into the beaches of Berbera because I went to Somaliland recently in 2019 yeah wallahi Berbera was looking nice wallahi the shara everything was built the port I've seen how it should look after it's done and yeah wallahi we're moving at a fast rate
it's done now it's almost done what's that word
it's looking we're looking at a bright future inshallah
yeah most definitely man wanka faa'iideysanna because hadan koonfurta ku noqono abti waxa soo dhan wax doonaya burburiyaan bro they want to destroy all of that
even when we were part of Somalia they never did anything for the north they never lacag may gelinin on the north guri may waxna may noticing they did nothing for us anaga samaysanay so again how yeah exactly say how can they say that they have a say when Somaliland and wadanka Soomaalida dani waxna u sameeyeen
صح man waxa ma sameey
wallah they did nothing for Somaliland lacag may gelinin waxna may sameeyeen anaga samaysanay so again anaga we have to say not them
yeah alhamdulillah wadakeenu abti de samxaa haday waxa ka socda wax fiican baa ka socda imika alhamdulillah marka kuwana waxaan leeyahay reer muqdisho waxaan leeyahay you guys maxaa you need to catch up man wana soo gaadaan adalo ila idinka walidiisu ducaynayna
Yeah,
We
wallah.
pray for you. We pray for you.
See, a lot of people think because I have a lot of opinions with Himodi and anti-Somali. No, I'm not. I wish the best for them, but I don't
Oh, yeah,
wish to be a part
yeah,
of their
definitely,
country.
man.
I don't. Huh?
Definitely, we wish all the best for them.
Yeah.
Whether
Like
Somalia or the Muslim, obviously we're not going to hate on them, but they siyasad marka laga hadlayo, we are two different countries. Labo wadan oo ban kala nahay. So yeah, man, that's how it is. Life goes on. Iska socdaan, sii daaya. Anuguna waan dhaqaaqnay, idinkuna dhinaciina maraa. So khalas.
Well, 3 decade 3 decade baynu kala maqannahay. Marka what they waiting?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like you divorce a woman and then she's like outside the door waiting for you.
Well, after 30 years.
It's madness.
No, the problem, I don't know what kind of communication we should be using.
Af Arabi baan ugu sheegay, af Chinese baan ugu sheegay, waxaan kula hadla ma aqaan. Imika waxaan rabaa inaan barto, you know, the deaf sign language oo kuwa dhagoolayaasha.
Meme waxaa jira broken Italian bay ku hadlaan dee.
Italiana, Italianka bal ku hadal, Italianka ma taqaanaa, bal ku hadal weyn dhegeysanaya ana ugu sheegniyo.
Okay, italiano, allora, anche le mala, petto, anche il fianco, assassino. Ora, chi perché so che la gressa? Chi la ha casa?
I know, wallahi, only a Somalilander will jump in tonight. That is the truth.
Exactly. Other which goes and they have a lot to say. They have a lot to say when it comes to other matters. Like how they stussa. Show me your face.
They won't come on. They won't come on. They won't come on.
aniga imika waxa laga yaabaa inay Facebook igu soo qoraan waayo sawirkaas Facebook yaala moogtahay. Marka I deal with them. Twitter kii baan finish kaga dhigay.
Facebook igu soo argareede. Facebook igu soo argareniyo.
YouTube kii ka daran. Instagram kii inta badan ma isticmaalay laakiin marar baan ugu diraa. Mar waxaan ku yidhaahaa dibba ayaa dibba maskaxiyan u baahan tihiin in laydin dhiso moogta. way zero bay taagan yihiin kooga 60 iyo kooga yari. Somaliland ma go'ayso. That's all what they know.
hadda maxay soo galween warawaan waxa kala yareer konfur hadda hadda soo gala
ma soo galayaan waayo waa dadkani magacii Soomaaliya ba rabash noqday ba imka
hadda dhulkay la dhaceen magaca Soomaaliya.
I think shicibki I think you know what it is here. I think maamulka runta wanaagsan hadaa runta la sheego there is something crazy analysts maamuli kareen aan la yaabanahay anu.
Can you clarify wala?
When I mean maamulka it's it's for me it's
maamulka ana ku sheegaya. I'm gonna give you a simple waxa la rabaa gaari 5 qof inay wada wadaan. Is that possible?
No.
That is exactly what they do. Prime Minister ka iyo waxa haysta madaxweynaha gaari ku boodo hadana Prime Minister ku gaari ku boodo waa la isku haystaa. Steering wheel ka baa la isku haystaa yaa wadaya 5 qof baa raba inay wadaan.
Have you seen this though?
And Jamilo, since February, if you go back to my streams, Doroshoyin kan bas ban sugane. Doroshoyin Kelia balasugi. Well, the ship can one vote ma haystaan. War waxa garan weyda inta meel isku timaadaan. I mentioned that was the biggest app. That was the biggest app. And Somaliland labo Doroshoyin ba hal mar qabatay. Parliamentary meel kale dowladii kale in one time. That shows me that just shows me they mismamul. And do I want to be a part of that? No, hell no way.
Exactly. You can what's happening in Somalia with what's called Farmaajo versus Roble. I'm seeing a lot, bro. See, this is what people are not seeing. What has Farmaajo done for Somalia? Like, if you can give me some evidence or some points for Somalia, then because a lot of Daros are standing with Farmaajo without knowing Somalia. A lot of them are. They're not naming me anything Somalia, like they're standing with him. You get it? They have no points, no evidence, no case for why they're supporting Farmaajo other than Qabil. waxaase ka fahmi waayey
No, do you know it's more the worst guys like kala dama right now.
Exactly, but like that's what I'm saying. You cannot.
farmaajo laftiisa meesha ku haystaan muqdisho unu ka iskale mid kasta well it's quite like babur I told you it's like a car like 5 people wants to drive that car at the same time it's not going to happen it's impossible
film
well that is actually what's happening meesha waxa ka dhacaya waa intaasoo kaliya way maamulka la isku haystaa maamul marka la doonayo there has to be a leadership if there's no leadership waxa ma kala soconayaan haddii aad doonayso adiguna xaggan u jiidid adna xaggan u jiidid adna xaggan u socotid we will stay in the same place being joogina for the next same point for the next 40 50 years being joogina
like what was Farmajo saying before noqday madaxweyne he said that Amazon baan saaraya Amazon still may jooga Somalia so already muxuu wordkiisu jabiyay it's mad
wa benale
rutadiisu sheego like he's already broken his promise. The man said he's gonna make a one-man voting system before 2020 or 2021. Don't quote me on that. Did he? No. It's still politicians paying each other to become madaxweynes. It's mad.
The one man, one vote system is impossible in Somalia because there is no
Why would you say that?
There's no security, bro. There's no nabadgelyo. Nabadgelyo is everything. qaybadan bay shabaabku haystaan meelo dhan baa Mooriyaaniyo balaayo joogtaa meelo dhan baa qabiiliyo wax iska haystaan marka it's impossible like qof kasto arkayo aqligiisa leh it's impossible one man one vote in Somalia ka dhacdo koonfurta Somalia come on man let's be real but like they will debate about that they will literally sit down and debate about that iyadoo ay arkayaan it's pointless haddana they will sit down maanta dhan bay ka hadlayaan it's impossible waa arkaysaa buu u jeedaa already wax laga hadlaba maaha
exactly I agree I don't think one man voting system is possible in Somalia how I don't think it's possible in Somalia because
Mogadishu ka noqon karin forget anywhere else Mogadishu peacefully they're lucky
yeah they work for the parliament in the morning and in the Haben the Al-Shabaab there's no two ways about it they work in two different angles they cannot be one man voting system
yeah let's see the last 1 week how many imsa qarax ba dhacay
exactly
farmaajo u sameeyaa oo waan ka xunnahay wixii ka dhacay andaase
farmaajo
for the last 2 years since Somali speakers on for one time shanti forget ilo shanti boqol ciyaal bartiisa village xamar agtiisa lagu la iska ilo mubu hadlin maalintu kaliya aan arkay anaasid ninkani waa nin madaxweyne oo hadlay for once barigeera covid ka dhacday si fiican mar kaliya aan arkay asid inta qarxiso dadka halal Somaliland dadka Somali ma ku qabaan ninkani runtii baa run
they can't speak up innit
they can't speak up he's lost a popular vote
I've asked so many people from Comfort one question what has Farmajo done for Somalia that's beneficial محنا ما وران كران other than he's the best choice it's crazy every time I ask them that question he's the best choice but like again
that's why when they say to me brother oh my Isaac brothers please move the capital to the north I don't want that bro
no we're not having that moving the capital to the north so all the qashin that's happening in the south can go to north nah we're good we're good yeah well like keep your problems to your problems in it you can fix it yourself yeah wallah I was also gonna say what do you guys think of if Somaliland succeed what should be our focus point what should be the thing that we should concentrate on first after succession
I'll say infrastructure education and employment
the health system
and for me it's employment get the people working create wealth Somaliland
you know what I say before that
create wealth and education for me I'm a firm believer in education I want to see muta'allimin Somaliland sabahta through engineering infrastructure You know the ones. I want to see the next 30 to 40 years. Or Gamila la labte, ala shaqay store. Chat can
100%.
do liga let's get dayo, and then I'll tell you the truth, the internet will go laptop.
Ha. I was also gonna say the first thing we should concentrate on, personally for me, is to build a strong army. That's the first thing, because if we have security, then the other things can follow. If we build a strong national army, then we're already protected, and then we concentrate on other stuff. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's قصب.
Yeah.
waxay noqonaysaa South Korea iyo North Korea sida tahay oo kale.
Yeah, because we build a strong
tight border. You ain't coming in without a passport.
100%. Tight border, a strong national army protecting the what's it called, the coastline and the coast of Somaliland, protecting the borders, a lot of things like that. To keep our security, to keep us safe from just in case Al-Shabaab try to target Somaliland or try to move up the north. We need to have some sort of tight security there. That's what I say.
But for me, I'd say what about wealth? Generating wealth in Somalia.
I say that comes second. That's what I say. After we build our security,
because I want would be free education and a sort of for the muwadins, muwadin kadan معدن تودن كاغرانس خيرات ود قدان صارنا yeah. I want to empower my people. Does that make sense? God, children don't to mention because I don't want to see. Well, I'll tell you the truth. I do not ever want to see Kofre Somaliland or having Kachuku Sahla. That's number one code.
And that don't kind of you have to create a wealth. When a dadka when a dhulka waxa ka soo baxayo dhan ina ka soo saartid. Macdanta dhulka ku jirta beeraha waxa soo dhan.
And then do you know how to invest in the people? And then invest back in the people, Jamil. You know when you invest back in the people, like dadka guryal udisa, cheap housing as well. laamiga ka saara suuqa dhisa and
waxa u baahan industry u baahan tahay warshada u baahan tahay waxa soo dhan ba.
Yes, all the tachilinta isku imaadaan ay dawladda. That's what I want. I want to see a beautiful touch. All the the big players, including World Remit in the Kenya, Ahmed Nailobin in the Kenya, World Remit in Kana Kutara Shakada, and education. I'm talking healthcare. We're getting Montonta, and then Mahima, they just get my people out of Gacho, Shako, and then like Brother Muhammad said as well, Difa. I'm under Difa as well. Difa and because never ever again some dirty fuckers could ever in the Karhiyan.
100%. That's why I say the focus for us.
Again. Are you dumb? That can never happen again.
100%. We should have our security as the focus number one. As soon as inshallah we succeed, we need to have the focus on our security. If we build a strong military, a strong military that's going to patrol our borders and protect the country, then everything else will come in place. But first, we should focus on the military, inshallah. We should focus on building the military, and if we build a strong national military, the countries that are surrounding us will not. They don't understand because we're a new country. Every new country is automatically under threat because they're new. Every other country is going to think that they can exploit them. So we show already from the start that we're not to be fucked with from the start. Then it's good.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, security is important, man. It's important.
Security, food development. You get me? Yeah, that's about it, brothers. We're gonna do 3 more minutes. So that's Saadot Banku Egana. And then we know, guys. Do you know what we do after studio?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna stay.
All right, I'm gonna send you a private message. Yeah, Facebook. You go I'm gonna send you a private message. Khalid, you add me as well.
Yeah, I got you on Facebook. No, what is it? Send it to me on WhatsApp, innit? Yeah. I know you got me on WhatsApp. So WhatsApp's gonna card there, son, yeah. But give us 2 more minutes. Once you shake us after,
Okay.
Well, I'll share, like, subscribe, and listen. We're gonna. Can I put the Jamil? I'm gonna put the link to your Facebook live streams on the in the comment section.
Yeah.
So you guys, Brother Jamil's thing is gonna be on the comment section. So follow him on Facebook. That's where you get the juiciest sources, videos, live. Interact with the brother. You get me? Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday we're back. Inshallah. Somalis are speaking.
Yeah, we're back. Next week,
we're back. The Walala come for red one, special guests one. Allah Kalafala. الله كلا بحو.
Yeah, you need to get special guests in a sogli measha.
أنا وصاقلني
And Mo will be here as well. So what's over the gilly now? Then we deal with them, bro. We're not shitting on you.
I think عاوي ونجي قليين ويرى باقتين هرتا.
Wallahi the team was too strong for them to come on. Let's be honest. He's too strong for them. Cutting edge batch. When I go cutting edge measurement on Quest, wallahi عادي ما.
AB no ولاعب.
هذا شيء ماشي دي وضع شيء عاود جميل.
I'm not gonna lie to you. AB no brother AB no ولاعب. He's a big player.
AB no ولاعب أكيد إنه لو بدي. مو سهل.
but ويرى سهل مخا.
Bro, have you guys noticed this every time? Yeah, continue, bro. Yeah, I was gonna say every time. Have you noticed this? Every time there's Somali Nimo comes into the option, is always someone saying, for someone from comfort talking about, oh, we're Somalis, we're one, we share the same. No, we don't share the same history. You understand that Somalia was not connected into one country beforehand, before the 1960s treaty. Somalia was different sultan. Yeah, it was different sultanates before.
Huh? Should we do that Thursday's topic? What you guys say, Jamil, free on Thursday?
Yeah.
Do we share the same history?
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.